Two brave voices on a glowing screen, sharing hope where the world's unseen. Echoes, laughter lights the day. Lucy's wisdom guides the way. With every word they break the chains, turning struggles into gains. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. Stories told, the tears unwind. They listen close, they're gentle, kind. Every comment feels like home. No one ever stands alone. Dreams get mended, fears release. Through their voices, pain finds peace. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. When the night feels heavy and the world feels cold, their words are fire, their stories gold. They remind us all we can stand again, with kindness, courage, and a loving friend. Echo and Lucy, lifting hearts so high. Through the storm, they're the clear blue sky. On their YouTube chat, the healing's real. Every soul they touch begins to heal. Echo and Lucy, shining true, helping the world, helping you. Helping you, helping me too. Echo and Lucy, the light comes through.
I love
I just
that.
love that.
And the
I
wind
love
picks up
everything
right when
about
Lizzie's picture comes up. It's just perfect.
It's perfect. It's like, yes, yes, I know it's in there for a reason. Hello, Deidre Gore. Hello, Regina. Welcome, y'all. This is Self Care Sundays, and I put in the post, I don't know if I put it in the description or not, but we want to know, what do you do for your self-care? So y'all be thinking about what you want to tell us, what you want to share with us about what you do as your self-care. I wrote down a list of things that I do that I never really did before. So they're all pretty much new things that I do now, that I am aware of the fact that I need to do self-care.
Right.
Yes.
Deidre Gore, I'm glad you're here, honey. Yeah, she's in Ireland, so her time frame is odd to us.
Yeah. I think
It's not odd to her. We're odd to her. But I'm glad you made it, honey.
Is it her time that's the same as Nico's, or is it Sophia that's about the same time as Nico?
I know Sophia is.
Yeah.
I think Deidre, I think you're in a different. I don't know. Can you answer that for us? Another question for you.
What time is it where you are?
Yeah.
Because
And Mac, I know she's going on now, so I'm glad she popped in. Yeah, she changed her date, time, all that good stuff. So anyway, so Echo asked everybody, what do you do? What do you do? And I have some questions, and I would love to hear some answers. I would
Cool.
love to hear some answers. So it's like a daily check-in. So like in the morning when you get up, you know, how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now? Physically, mentally, emotionally. How do you feel it? And, you know, what Is it positive? What's getting you? What's not getting you? What can you change in the moment to move forward to a positive day? And that's, it all it takes is a positive moment and they keep progressing. So how do you feel right now? How do you feel right now, Echo? Let's ask you. Let's start
Oh,
with that.
Sophia's there. Hello, Sophia. She said Ireland is an hour behind Sophia
Oh,
and Nico. So
hi,
she's like
Sophia.
5 hours different than us.
Okay.
Right now, I feel really good. What I was going to say about that is that before all of this transformation, I would always wake up exhausted. It didn't matter, how much sleep I got. I never felt rested at all. And um, I even had the sleep apnea where I had to wear the mask and all of that fun
Mhm.
stuff. And I always woke up. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome, welcome. I just always felt drained and tired and kind of down, when I would wake up. So I just realized this a few days ago. When I wake up now, my immediate feeling is I'm still tired. I want more sleep. Okay.
Okay.
If I go ahead and I let myself go back to sleep, my entire day, I want more sleep. My
Oh,
entire
okay.
day, I feel like I just have no energy. I'm just tired. But if I go ahead and get up and go to the bathroom and get my day going, within 5 minutes, I feel perfectly fine. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, this is going to be a good day. But if I don't get up, it's like night and day the way I feel.
oh,
And I never realized that before. I've heard that saying when they say, no matter how you feel, get up, get dressed, you know, and start your day
uh-huh.
because you'll feel differently after a few minutes of being up moving around than you
Right.
feel when you just, first pop your eyes open. But I
Right.
never realized that. And I never really experienced that difference in the actual feeling to where I would be like, oh, you're not really that tired. You're just not awake yet. You got to get up and, get awake. I
Okay.
was in that kind of groggy, half awake stage as meaning you're tired. It probably wasn't even that I was tired. I just wasn't fully awake.
Uh-huh.
So now I get up. I have my whole routine that I do with my bone broth and my coffee and go to motivation. And, it's like I feel so much different now because I don't let that initial feeling set the tone for the day, you
Oh,
know.
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So that I kind of get that what you're saying. If you immediately wake up and check in with yourself, you'll be like, yeah, I'm not doing it today. I don't feel that great. But if you'll give yourself a little time to actually be awake
Hmm.
and then say, okay, what do I feel like today? What am I going to do? And to me, it's very important to listen to yourself. If like, because me, I'm the big note taker. I always have a big to-do list. And before, I would sacrifice sleep, going out with friends or family. I would sacrifice everything if I didn't get my list done.
Right.
And now I've learned that that's not living. That's like existing. That's not really living. Living is going with what happens throughout the day.
Hmm.
And if it works out that you can get the list done, great. But if not, carry it over to the next day, unless it's like a doctor's appointment that you have to do on a certain day. But I notice now that I'll look at my list in the morning and I'll say, now what really has to be done today?
Oh, so the
Let me do
priorities.
yeah, and it's like, let me do those things first. And then if
Hmm.
I don't get to the rest of the things, I'll do them, on the next day or whatever.
Right.
But this week was a perfect example. I've got everything set up to have my granddaughter at the end of the week. I had her in the middle of the week.
Right.
And I didn't plan ahead realizing that, oh, that time that I normally get some things done, I'm not going to have. And
Hmm.
so one of those things was I didn't get to do my workout on Friday. And at first, my first initial thing was, you're letting people down because you're not doing it on Friday. And then I thought, that's ridiculous. If anybody is let down because I didn't show up on Friday, then, they're watching it for the wrong reason. And so I was like, you know what? You can do a special Saturday workout because I don't never go on Saturday because I have my granddaughter. So I was
Right.
like, I don't have her. So let's take the opportunity of not having her to do something we don't normally do. So then I was like, you know what? I'm not worrying about Friday. It's now going to be Saturday, and we're just going to go with it on Saturday. But the old Echo would have been here at midnight, making sure it came out on Friday,
Right.
no matter how I felt about doing it or anything,
Right.
instead of saying,
And what's so funny is Saturday was a big success.
yeah, it was great. But see, that's the thing. You miss opportunities when you're too rigid in what you're going to do. And now it's kind of like I used to schedule a live for Monday nights and Saturday nights, and I
Mhm.
had them scheduled every week, Monday and Saturday. And then sometimes it would come time for the live, and I would be like, I just don't really feel like it,
Right.
but I have it scheduled, so I'm going to do it. And especially if I had a guest scheduled, then I really felt like I was messing up if I didn't do
Mhm.
it. So I said, you know what? We're not even going to schedule one. If somebody says, hey, I want to be a guest and can we do it on Saturday night? Okay, I can schedule it that Saturday or,
Right.
whatever. But I don't want to have to feel like I have to do it if I don't want to do it. And there's
Right.
nothing that says I can't do a pop up whenever I feel like doing, if I feel like going live, I can do that.
Right.
But before it would have been like, no, I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I realized
And this is
instead
my
of,
schedule and this is my routine and this is what I'm
right.
going to do. And yeah.
And instead of having to feel like a disappointment that I've let somebody down or that I let myself down, now by not even scheduling it, then it makes it like, oh, I have free time. I can do something that night. And then if somebody else is going live, I can participate in their live, because I'm not having my live. Or if
Right.
my daughter is like, do you got a live tonight? Like, and now on Saturday night, especially because she's coming here on Saturdays to pick up my granddaughter.
Hmm.
And so if I don't have a live, then she may want to go out and eat, or she may want to hang out for a while, or, whatever. And if
Right.
I don't have anything scheduled, I'm free to do that.
Right.
But if I have something scheduled, then I feel like, oh, well, can't hang out with you right now because, I got this or whatever. So
Yeah.
I think that the idea that I want to have a plan and I want to have a schedule is a good thing, but you have to be flexible and be
Right.
able to say, oh, I have a real life opportunity here to spend time with somebody in real life. Let me go ahead and take advantage of that.
And it's your babies. It's your
Yeah.
babies.
And I don't feel the least bit guilty about it. I can
Hmm.
be in the moment and just enjoy what I'm doing, in the moment instead of worrying about, oh, I got to hurry up and get done because I got this
Got to get
scheduled.
back.
Or
Got to get back because I'm going to be live in an hour. So I got to get
yeah,
back. So let's finish eating so we can go and.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Instead of being like, hey, you want to go here? You want to and I guess I've always kind of wanted that time with my daughter to be scheduled, because
Uh,
everything has to be scheduled, and it doesn't happen that way. I mean,
right.
there are days during the week when she's had a rough day that she wants to go out to dinner with me just so she can vent to me about what happened that day.
Right.
And I want to be available, for her when those times, pop up and be like, yeah, okay, I planned my live, at noon today while you were in school and the baby was in school. So it's not going to interfere with anything, you
Right.
know. And even like this week is kind of crazy with the days I have to pick the baby up because last week was fall break. Last
Mhm.
week was also the week of the month that they have their faculty meeting. And I don't remember the name of the other meeting, but it's usually they have a meeting on a Tuesday and a Thursday.
Okay.
But because of them not being in school that week, they're all getting pushed back to this next week. So I should get her on Wednesday and Friday like normal, but I'll probably get her Tuesday and Thursday and Friday. And so Wednesday I won't get her. But my daughter was like, "Is that going to be a problem?" And I'm like, "No." And she said, "And we might actually have to stay late on Monday." And I said, "Well, Monday my live's at 1 o'clock, but I only do 30 minutes on Granny's channel. So it's
Right.
like, that's fine. Let me know. And as long as I leave here by like 1:45, I'm good to, go pick her up."
Mhm.
So my daughter was like, "Oh, okay, good." And I said, "Yeah, don't worry. I'm not really scheduling nothing during the week in the time frame that I might have to go pick her up.
Right.
That way, if something comes up and I have to do it, then I don't have to feel like I got to change everything all around." And that makes me flustered and, discombobulated because
Yeah.
it's not going according to plan. So, but yes, I do think it's important to think about how you actually feel and what you actually want to do that day. You
Right.
know, I mean, I have a lot of hobbies now, and I actually have got to put like the hobby into the schedule because otherwise I won't get to it.
Right.
And like my beautiful butterfly diamond painting, I mean, I'm embarrassed to say I started it on my vacation in June and I just finished it in October. It's not that big,
It's
but
gorgeous though. It's gorgeous though.
it was something that could wait.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I decided my next project that I was like, you got to finish this one before you start the next one. And so then it was a priority, get this done, then you can start on the new thing. But like on the members only live the other night when Regina came up on panel and I worked on my birthday cards, I did an entire birthday card while we were chit chatting,
Yeah.
and it had taken me 2 times of doing the one to even get it done. And then I did a whole one that fast. So I was like, yeah, when you make time to do the things you want to do, it's fun. And you don't even realize, hey, we talked for 3 hours but I got it done. But even like reading books, my daughter, I still have a stack of books that she wants me to read. And I would start reading them, and then I, would let days pass that I didn't read any of it.
Mhm.
And then it would be a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And she would be like, "Are you ever going to finish that book?" And I'd be like, "Don't force me to read it. I'll read it when I'm ready. So anyway, I joined the book club that Lori from Vicky and Lori's Variety Vibes is doing once a month.
Uh-huh.
And Regina is a co-host on that. And so I joined that book club and I'm like, okay, now I got to read the book for that. But I can't not read the books my daughter wants me to read because then she's going to be like, oh, you'll read a book with your friends, but you won't read a book with me. So in the past 2 weeks, I have read 3 books for my daughter and the 1 book for the book club. So I'm pretty well caught up on reading right now. But that's what you have to do. You have to make it a priority and say, okay, I'm going to do this, do that. Stephanie says she's lounging and watching the NFL games, but I hear y'all. Okay, good. Thank you, Stephanie. Book
Andy,
club.
let us know when you're going live, honey. We'll do a room rate to you. Ben Bacon Bits wants to go live today.
Oh, does he? All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let us know. We'll do a room rate. When we're done, we'll come raid you, honey.
Yeah, definitely. Regina
Have you
is
seen
saying
any of Ben's
now
lives?
I think I went to one maybe a long time ago.
Yeah.
She says the book club is November 7th at 9 Central, 8 Mountain. 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9. But November 7th, which is what day of the week? Oh, a Friday night?
What?
I thought that it was book club was going to be on the 5th, which is a Wednesday night. That might interfere because I got Bodies Live on Friday nights I got to go to. No, 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 November 5th. Yeah, okay. Still Wednesday night. As long as it's on Wednesday night, I got you. Don't scare me like that. I'm a loyal supporter and I don't want to have too many things on the same time because that gets confusing when you try to be in two places at once.
Yeah. Go back and forth and back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So it is on the 5th. Okay. All right. So what else does your checklist ask?
I knew this was be good. I knew questions would be good. What does your body need right now? What does it need right now? Not your mind, but your body. What does your body need? And like you said, in the mornings, your body just needs to get moving and motivated.
Yes. But, and the thing about that is too, is that, sometimes what your mind wants is not what your body wants or what your body needs. And so it's good that it asks you, kind of like the mental part of how you're feeling and then the physical part of how are you feeling.
Right.
And I can testify to that when I wake up, my body is like stiff and I'm like, oh my gosh, why is this hurting? I think I was complaining Saturday in the thing. My one arm was really bothering me. It feels good today. So whatever it was, it probably was how I slept on it or something. Right. But before I would have said, oh, I'm hurt. Something's hurt. I can't do nothing now. I'm hurt. I need time to recover. And I was like, yeah, it hurts, but I don't know why it's hurting. So we're going to see if it's going to work, or not. And today it feels fine. So I think it's, your mind kind of like you can kind of take how you physically feel and then your mind can say, oh, I don't have to do anything, or I'm going to take the day off because I have this little ache and pain over here,
Now, do you think because of your mental state has changed that you can take on more physical things? Like you can blow off that arm? Like, okay, if I just work it out, it's okay. If your mental state was lower, do you think that arm would have been more severe in your mind?
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And a really good example of this is, remember when I fell back in May? The doctor and my daughter both wanted me to get an MRI to make sure that I hadn't broke anything or whatever. And I said no, because I knew mentally if I let myself think about the possibility of something seriously being hurt, that it was going to take me longer to recover because I would be in that frame of mind. And I was like, nope. I've done that so many times and it delays your progress because you no longer feel like what the physical feel because you're thinking in your head, oh, it's, bad. It's serious. And so I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And I told the doctor, I said, give me 2 weeks. If it doesn't improve in 2 weeks, or even, if it got worse, I would go, then. But I wasn't going to just jump right through those hoops and be like, oh yeah, you're, hurt again. I was like, no, it's hurting. I know I have limitations. I'm not going to be able to do what I normally do, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do what I need to do. And I chose to rest it and it got better, and then I didn't even have to go through doing all that other stuff. But my daughter was so mad. The doctor was kind of like, I can kind of understand it, but I would prefer you go ahead and get it done. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, I will, but let's see, you know.
Right.
And my daughter was definitely like, no, you know, what if it is broken? And I'm like, I don't think I could be walking on it if it was broken, number one.
Right.
And number two, it's not, you know, if it's cracked, like I had a broken leg and it was cracked down my leg and I didn't even know it. And I walked on it for 2 weeks before I found out about it.
Hmm.
So, you know, it wasn't going to be worse if I didn't do it right then. But I knew mentally I couldn't handle the idea of thinking, oh, I've done seriously hurt myself, you know.
Yeah. Ben is right. He says,
So
yeah, it goes both ways. Our brain affects our body and our body affects our minds. Yes. Yes, it does.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And I really think that before I bought into everything they said as far as you're disabled, you know, you're going to fall down, so you need the walker.
You
You're,
can't do this. You
yeah,
can't do that.
all these things, you know, to where I was like, I was those things
Hmm.
because I thought those things. Hi, Lee, welcome. Um, and it's like my whole mindset has changed now to where I'm not those things anymore.
Right.
You know, even though things could still happen, you know, I can still get sick or fall and get hurt or whatever. I'm not invincible, but I'm also not in that same depressed, poor me mindset.
Right.
Now I'm like, well, let's just see.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I told you or if I told one of my other friends, because, you know, that's why I don't lie, because I tell everybody everything and then I can't remember who I told and who I didn't tell. Um, but I got to the point where I could not get into my bathtub to take a bath. I had to take a shower.
Hmm.
And then because of my balance issues, when I would stand in the shower and close my eyes, I would, because when you don't have the balance in your feet, your mind doesn't know where your feet are. And so when you close your eyes and you don't have those visual clues for your mind,
Right.
then you don't know where you are and then you'll, you know, gonna fall. And so I was to the point to where I would be in the shower and I would like fall towards the wall, you know, don't fall out the tub, you know, if you're gonna fall, go towards the wall. And so I finally ended up getting the shower chair so that
Okay.
I would sit in the shower, had the handheld sprayer, and
Hmm.
take my shower that way.
Right.
And I did that for years because it was just safer than falling. And that way I didn't have to have my daughter here every time I wanted to take a shower. It gave me a little bit of independence because I could still shower on my own.
Okay.
But anyway, I went for years and years and years and did not get in the bathtub because I didn't think I could get out of the bathtub. And one of my main fears was that, you know, the paramedics would have to come to get me up and I would be naked in the bathtub, you know. And that was like horrifying idea, you know, no. So I was like the other day, I was like, you know, I've been able to do things that I haven't been able to do in years, you know. I just wonder if I could get in the bathtub and get out of the bathtub. And so I was like, here by myself. And I said, if I put the shower chair right there outside the tub, put my phone and my glasses, you know, and the towel, if I got in there and I couldn't get out, I could call somebody.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay. Now, I did not know this. I've lived in this apartment 8 years. So this tells you I was doing the shower chair before I moved here in this apartment. I did not know, but my bathtub is leaned back. The
Okay.
the back of the bathtub is not straight up and down. It is leaned back.
Okay.
So I get in the bathtub and I lean back and I'm like, I never fit really good in the bathtub before either. And so I'm like, huh, this is, yeah, got some room. This is pretty good. So I turn over on my side and I'm
Right.
like, I could take a nap in here, you know? So I got the shower thing, the nozzle, you know, hanging down. And I'm
Right.
like, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wash my hair and, you know, do what I do sitting here in the tub. So I did. So then I decided, okay, it's time to get out. how am I going to do this? And I'm thinking, okay, I get one leg up under me, and I'm even thinking I could get on my stomach and throw one leg over the side of the tub, or I'm trying to think like, what am I going to do? So I said, well, let me drain some of the water out. So I set up and I reached over and I pulled the plug out. And I had this thought, like, wouldn't it be nice if you could just stand up and get out of this tub? And doggone if I didn't just stand up and get out of the tub. And I was like, oh my God, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be able to take a bath.
But you've been told that for years.
And I haven't done it for 8 years. I have not even tried. Why would you try when you know you can't do something,
Right.
So now physically, it's like I'm tempted to, like, well, what else can I do? It's like,
Venturing out, are you?
I want to be able to get down on the floor and get up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, every time I would fall on the floor, I always would, like, crawl over to a chair or the couch and, like, get my upper body up on that and then get my legs up. When I had fell in here, I scooted over to the cabinets and used the edge of the countertop to, like, lift myself up. So now that'll probably be the next thing I try is, can I get on the floor and can I get back up?
Now, how long has it been since you fell? It's been a long time. You've had a lot of workouts.
I fell in May.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been, 5 months since then?
Yeah.
I went back and looked after we were talking Saturday about my first workout compared to my workouts now. I went back and I looked, and I started my workouts in April.
Oh, okay.
Before I fell. In
Okay.
April. I did 12 workouts, so that would have been 4 weeks worth. And then I fell.
Okay.
And then I took a few weeks. Well, I took May and June and July. Actually, I took like 2.5 months off because I didn't start working out again until the 1st of August.
Okay.
Now I did it August and September and into October. But anyhow, I went back and I looked at that very first chair workout in the I was in the hallway.
Yes. And you had to post it on the wall what you were doing. Yes.
Yes. And I looked at that and I watched it and I was like, wow, I see a big difference.
Now you know what we see.
Then I got to counting and I was like, it's been 6 months from April to now. It's been 6 months. And I think I counted, I've done 57 workouts. And I don't care what anybody says. I do not care what anybody says. Moving your body more than just your normal getting up, moving around, it makes a difference. I am so much stronger I had no upper body strength before. If I was to pick up the baby, I would have to, like, squat down and get a hold of her and lift her up. Now I just get up here, it's like I don't even think about it when I pick her up. And so many things that I had to think about. How can I do, what am I going to, now I'm just like, okay, I'm doing it. And there I go, So it definitely makes a difference. And I don't care how old you are. I don't care what shape you're in. I don't care if you've never exercised in your life. Even people, if you ever watch that show, My 1,000-Pound Life, where the people weigh like up to 1,000 pounds, they start them out in the bed, move that arm. Right. You got to move something,
Right.
And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be doing it for, like most people, when they think about going to the gym or they think about working out, it's like, oh, that's for young people. That's for people who are in shape,
Yeah, with the 6-packs and the whole 9 yards, right?
No.
Well, how do you think they got those 6-packs there, buddy?
Exactly. And it's for people who don't move their bodies. I mean, if you really, another toy.
Yes.
But if you really think about it, and this is when I worked at Walmart, I couldn't understand why I was overweight because I walked that store so much in
Yes.
my shift. I mean, I didn't wear the step counter back then, but I no doubt did over 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, easy.
But what happens, and this is what the fitness industry, the diet industry, what they don't make clear for you to understand that your body is such a wonderful machine that it adapts to whatever you do.
Right.
So if you normally eat 5,000 calories a day and you try to go on a diet and you only eat 1,500 calories a day, yeah, you're going to lose weight. But as soon as you start eating normally again, you're going to gain it all back plus more. So
Mhm.
you don't want to cut from 5,000 to 1,500. You want to cut maybe to, 4,000. Cut a
Right.
little bit off. Let your
Mhm.
body get used to that. Then cut a little more off. Get used
Mhm.
to that. So you always got to have somewhere else to go. And if you start
Right.
out at 1,500 calories, you can't cut too much more off of that, or you won't be eating anything.
Right. Right.
Same thing goes with exercise. No matter how much exercise you do, whatever is your normal in your daily routine, and like mine being at Walmart, of course, when I started working there, my legs hurt, my back hurt. Took a long time to build up to where I could actually do it without it bothering me. But
Right.
just as your body gets used to it, it's the same thing. It doesn't count anymore as like added exercise. That's
Right.
why I was still heavy, even though I felt like I was fairly active, but I wasn't active in ways that I didn't use my muscles. It was
Right.
like I was active doing the things I did, but then some of the other muscles didn't get used. And
Right.
that's what makes a difference. You have to take whatever you normally do, you got to add more exercise. So
And
if
change
you
it. Change it
normally
up.
walk, you got to walk more. If you don't usually use your upper body, you got to use your upper body. So it's like once you realize that, then you can see, okay, I don't even have to do a whole lot of exercise to make a difference because whatever you do to your muscles, especially, they remember it. It's called
Right.
muscle memory. And that's why now, like I said, Saturday, now I'm ready to start increasing how many times I do each exercise because I had to start out where I could barely do five, you
Mhm.
know, and build up and build up. And now I'm to the point now to where I want to challenge myself. Can I do more? Can I do more weight? You know, and because I want to keep the process going. I don't want to be going backwards.
Mhm.
But it's not something that over all those years of diets and doctors and medicine, nobody ever told me in a way that I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It was always the same thing: eat lean meat, eat fruits and vegetables, move your body more. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I put
never,
7 miles a day on my body, 6 days a week at work. How much more do you think I need to move my body?
exactly. Um,
Oh, Mark, you're funny. She says paramedics have seen for just about anything.
oh, I know, but they haven't seen my fat rolls. And this is the thing. Now, at my heaviest, it was very hard to find clothes that were loose.
Mhm.
And, even like this shirt I have on, like t-shirt material, it's pretty form fitting. It doesn't really like hang loose.
Mhm.
And I didn't want anybody to see my rolls of fat.
Right.
Now, Did I know I was overweight? Yeah. Could you tell I was overweight by looking at me? Yes. But did I want to have on something skin tight to where you could see every little lump and bump and every little fat roll? No. That was my fat and it was private and I
Right.
didn't want nobody to look at it.
Yeah.
And so now it's like when I put on something, it's like I still have this kind of test in my like, and I see, what do I see? It's like, are there lumps and bumps? What am I looking at here? You know, but not to the point to where I'm like, well, I can't wear that because it's just now if it's skin tight, yeah, it's uncomfortable. I'm not going to wear it. But when you're so used to having to get things big, you know, and wanting them big and loose, it's totally a different thing when you put something on and it's a little bit form fitting and you're like, oh, I could do this. I can get away
Right.
with it. Okay. I told my friend Miss Kathy the other day that she came by here and I had on shorts and a t-shirt and both of them were way too big for me now. And I said, you know, I'm comfortable like this hanging out at the house, you know, but if I was going to go out somewhere, I would have to change because I don't want to wear those baggy clothes. You know, I want to look as nice as I can look,
Right.
you know, and I want to put on something else, you know. And that was never me. It was always, okay, yeah, don't look over here. Like,
You're right.
you know, like, what can I do to camouflage the whole body, you
The
know,
whole
so you're not
package.
tempted to look over here,
Right.
you know. And it's like a totally different feeling, you know. It's like I can kind of understand now how people start out thin and then when midlife hits and they gain a little weight,
Mhm.
why it's so like they may only have, you know, 20 pounds to lose, but why it's so devastating to them because they've not known life like that. They've
Right.
always known life as a thin person. If
Right.
you've gone through your life, hi, Katie. If you've gone through your life pretty much as a fat person, then you don't know what it's like to be thin. So you don't miss being thin, you
Right.
know?
Well, it's part of your identity.
Yeah. And then
It
when you
really
start
is.
to
It's
lose
sad to say,
weight,
but it
it's
is.
like,
Your size is part of your identity.
yeah. And when you start to lose weight, then it's like, well, I'm not the same person anymore. You know, I'm a different person now.
Uh-huh.
So when I look at people that have had the surgery and they get 3 or 4 years out and then they start eating crazy and they gain the weight back, I don't know how if they felt as good as I have felt along the journey, how could they ever go back? How
Right.
could they do that to themselves? I don't know. I just don't get it, you know, how that happens. Especially if you went through the length of time you have to go through and do everything and you know, make it to that point. Why would you do anything to jeopardize that? I don't get
Right.
it, you know. But everybody's different. Everybody
Right.
is going to deal with things, you know, on their own and however that might be. And like my daughter, she's overweight. She flat out said, I couldn't have that surgery because I wouldn't eat right afterwards.
Right.
Well,
And
it's
that's
good,
painful.
you know,
If you don't eat right afterwards, it's painful.
yeah. And but it's good that she knows enough about herself right now to say, I'm not going to do it because I know I'm not going to follow the rules, you know.
Hmm.
And they try so hard to make sure that okay, Ben, what time are you going live?
Yeah, he didn't say yet.
Yeah,
He was
he
texting
said
me
he's
just a
got to
minute
go
ago.
get
I'm sorry.
ready.
My chat is over here, so that's what I keep glancing
Okay,
at. I apologize to
that's
everybody.
fine. That's fine.
I'm on my phone. Ben, Bach, I'm on my phone again. But we're doing it. We're making it happen. So
We're making it happen. That's right. You haven't
that's
fell
it.
off at
That's
all.
it. You know how I roll.
Yes, Katie says I'm 2 years in on my journey. Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree, Echo. I can never go back. Exactly. And it's not even the weight. It's not and that's what I want people to realize. It's not the physical difference of losing the weight. It's the
Okay.
feeling good, the mobility, it's all the other things that come along with having lost weight.
Right.
It's not, I never started out thinking, oh, this is going to make me 40 again, or, I'm going to get down to be so thin. No, I was like, I want to get healthy. I want to quit taking all this medicine and have the doctor tell me, you're maxed out on medication and you're still not where you need to be.
Right.
I wanted to live, and I did not want to shorten my life any more than I already had shortened it. And the mobility, yeah, like Katie said, she did a 5K and then she did a 10K. Can you imagine doing that before your weight loss? No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't even attempt it.
Yeah.
They actually had what they called a color run at my daughter's school. And I don't
Mhm.
know if it was a 5K or how long it was, but anyway, you could walk or you could run. But she was like, oh, brought me the flyer, and she was like, I thought you might want to sign up for this. And I'm like, I'm not ready for, 5K. And she's like, well, you could just walk as long as you want to walk. I'm like, I know I could, but to me, if I'm going to do a 5K, I need to train and I need to, prepare myself to be able to do that.
And
But it
I
was
would want
fun.
to really try to finish if I started. That would be
Yeah.
my goal is to
Yeah.
finish. Yeah.
And it wouldn't be um, something I just out of the blue said, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that, because I would want to be successful at it. So I would have to
Right.
prepare for it. But I thought it was cool that, she's thinking of me as being healthy enough to do something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Regina said, I need weight loss. I was walking, stopped, now begin again. Yes. Katie says, walking saved my life. Yes. And I honestly think if I didn't get off the medications, I would not have lost the weight either. Hey, BJ. Um, I don't think I would have lost the weight, because I think all the different medications and all the side effects were making me keep the weight. Like my body wasn't functioning properly to be able to lose the weight and let the
Right.
weight go because of all those medications and side effects. So I think it's
I
kind of
think
like
stress does too. Like Mark says, stress goes along with the weight gain. You know, and if you see people, they'll stress eat. I mean, that's a common thing, stress eat. And then some people they just stop eating. Their stomach gets so knotted up, they just stop eating. So yeah,
well,
she
and that's the whole thing too. You can eat for two reasons. You can eat because food tastes good and it's comforting and you like it. Or you can
right.
eat because your body needs fuel to function properly.
Hmm.
The two don't have to be separate. You can still eat things that taste good and are enjoyable and comforting, but that also make your body work properly.
Right.
And a lot of that is experimenting with different things, because, you know, eat lean meat, eat fruits and vegetables. And you're like, yeah, but that means I can't have cake. I can't have cookies. I can't have potato chips. I can't have. But when you actually start thinking about what you can do with those ingredients and still get a crunch or
Right.
still get something sweet, you know. Um, but you have to think about it. It's not like it just comes to your mind like, oh yeah, I would have been eating that, my whole life if I would have known it was that good. Because you never
Right.
tried it, because it's not your typical something you can just grab really fast and eat. That's why meal planning is so important, and
Right.
why I've learned that I need to have a refrigerator full of stuff I can grab and eat that's good,
Right.
because if it's not, you just want to get in the car and go to the drive-through and get your old
Right.
greasy hamburger and some French fries, you know?
Others' big thing was to have a stack, like 4 to 6 boiled eggs in the refrigerator all the time, because it gave him that protein and it was that snacky thing. So he could get that. So he always had like 4 to 6 boiled eggs in the fridge all the time.
Yep.
So it kept him, and that was his
And
like,
it's like I've learned how to cook eggs so many different ways.
yeah, he's an egg
Well, I
person.
can cook eggs so many different ways. And I don't do fried eggs anymore because the way I would eat a fried egg was I had to have toast to dip in that yolk, you
Uh-huh.
know? So I can't do the fried egg if I'm not going to get the toast, you know? So I'm like, okay, I got to find another way, you know? And I'm lucky because I do like vegetables.
Uh-huh.
So I can add onions and mushrooms and peppers and, you know, things like that to different things to
Right.
not only make them more filling, but to get some of those minerals and vitamins out of the vegetables that you're not going to get just from the meat.
Yeah, he's a
Yes.
salsa person.
Okay.
Scrambled eggs with salsa, and that gives him a lot of flavor, quick and easy, kind of thing. So,
Yes, yes. And
but
it's
Mm.
things that you might not think to put together, but then when you put them together, you're like, wow, that's really kind of good, you know? Like I like that. Now, like this morning, I have the air fryer, and I found this little triangle shaped pan that has 3 wells in it, and it's
Okay.
to make poached eggs with.
Okay.
So I took it, put it inside. It fits perfectly inside my air fryer basket. Then I mixed up eggs, cottage cheese, salt and pepper, mixed
Right.
it all up, poured it in those wells, then took a little cheese and sprinkled a little cheese on the top of them and baked them in the air fryer.
Uh-huh.
Oh my word. They were so good. And I was like, I've been making the egg bake in the oven, but a big pan of it. And I just didn't feel like doing all that mess. And I was
Right.
just like, I just want a couple of eggs, but I don't want to go just scrambled because I eat that all the time. And it definitely was a good discovery. And now
Right.
I'm like, and I could chop up the onion and the pepper and the mushrooms and even tomatoes and mix that
Right.
in, like make like an omelet batter, and then put it in there and bake it in the oven and just make me some little egg cups, like, you know, and I
Right.
could have them in the refrigerator and just pop them and eat them. So it's things like that I've had to figure out, you know, little things that I'll eat, you
Right.
know. And you can't let yourself get hungry. It's the same thing with pain medication. If you have surgery and you have pain, they tell you do not let the pain get ahead of the medication. Keep
Right.
taking that medication every 4 to 6 hours, whether you feel like you're needing it or not. Because if you ever get to the point that you're in pain, it takes so long for that pill to catch it up that you're
Right.
going to have hours of suffering. So it's like, just keep taking them. Stay ahead of that pain. It's the same thing with hunger. You got to stay ahead of it, because if you're hungry, you'll eat anything.
Right.
Absolutely anything. Doesn't matter. You're thinking of, I'm being good, I'm only going to eat this, and this. It all goes out the window because you're hungry and you want instant gratification. You just want something right now. And if you
Right.
don't have that planned and ready to grab, you might eat the wrong thing.
Hang on, honey.
Okay. Let's see what they're saying. Yes, Regina, you really do need to follow Katie's channel. Katie is a great motivator. And she's made a tremendous improvement. She needs to do a side-by-side video too, so that we can see that her success that she's had. I know she just did a video the other day saying she was at a plateau and was stuck, but that happens, and you just keep at it. and you'll get unstuck eventually. So I can't tell how many people we have in here. But anyway, let me go ahead and I don't want to just talk about weight loss. Let me go ahead and tell y'all some of these other things that I do as self-care that I never did before. Skincare. I bought the little skincare set off of Amazon, like 25 bucks, all small sizes of the products because I wanted to see how I liked it, see how I liked doing the routine of it, see if I like the products, because I had never done any kind of skincare. And I do like it. I don't do it every day like I should, and I don't do all the steps every time I do it. But it's a great thing to try if you've not ever really had a skincare routine. The other thing I'm doing is the castor oil on my hair and my skin. And I think I'm always going to have thin hair. I'm not looking for it to be normal again. However, I feel like it's improved. It's improved the quality of my hair, if nothing else. I do read. I love to read books. I think reading allows you to travel without leaving home. It allows you to use your imagination because you get to envision what the characters look like, what the places look like, you know, how they describe it. So I really enjoy reading. I've gotten into crafting. I do the diamond painting. I do the coloring. I was trying to learn how to crochet. I've kind of put that on the back burner, but maybe I will eventually. I do spend quiet time with God. I like to read my Bible. I like to pray. I also like to do meditation. I do the just the kind of to relax and meditate, to de-stress. I also do the healing the inner child meditation when I need to. I used to do it a lot more than I'm doing it now, but I don't feel like that I need it as often. I like to have fun like a kid. I like to go to the playground with my granddaughter. I like to swing on the swing. I like to go down the slide. All of those kind of things. BJ says, I am the opposite. I hate reading. I was forced to read growing up. Yes, if you don't like it, it's not going to be your cup of tea. But I think what we all need to do is to find creative outlets and allow ourselves time in our day to be creative. What is it they used to say? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, or something like that. You need to have creative outlets and just really give yourself permission. Like I used to be such a timekeeper when it came to my time, which I had no time. That's why, you know, I had to like ration it out a little bit for sleep, a little bit for this, and then, you know, and to me, a lot of things that I do now creatively I considered it a waste of time. I didn't consider it productive. I didn't consider it something I needed to be doing. Now that
Yeah,
I've
that's a priority.
changed that, yeah, now it's like, what do you mean I'm not going to have time today to do,
Right.
I do know with my personality that, you know, I can become addicted to things. And so I think it's better to have several different things to do instead of just one thing, because I could see myself getting very,
Focus.
stuck. Like, yeah, focused on one thing. So, Sophia says, oh, leisure and whimsical moments are essential for sanity. Yes,
Yes.
they are, definitely.
Yeah.
It's also very important for you to know yourself. I think we spend so much time trying to please everybody else that we know other people better than we know ourselves. And so
Yeah.
when you do have a problem, whether it be mental, physical, emotional, you don't know how to deal with it because you don't know what would make you feel good right now. What
Yeah.
would make you happier? It's like, I don't
Well,
know.
and a lot of people, they go, that's getting me. It's getting me. Okay, but so and so has a problem, so I'm going to focus on so and so because you know, I'm not going to look at me. I'll worry about that later. The
Mhm,
classic. I'll worry about that later. I mean,
mhm.
help so and so, and your problems just keep building up because you back to that self care.
Yeah. And I learned this when I was actually getting ready to do that video that came out today about the spiritual gifts. Um, I definitely think I was a big people pleaser, and I would exhaust myself doing things for other people, and not I wouldn't have any time. If I had wanted to do anything for myself, I wouldn't have had any time to do it. And it wasn't until I was doing the study for that, and it says in there, one person can do for every other person. And as far as the spiritual part of it goes, when God is ready to give you an assignment to do something, you have to be ready and able and have the time to do that. And if you're so busy doing for everybody else and doing everything you can think to do, you're not ready and you're not in the right place when you need to do that. And the same thing goes for yourself. If you're always doing for everybody else, you don't have it left to give to yourself. And then you're the one that gets sick and injured and down. And then, you can't go to work. So who's going to pay your bills and and that's when you find out, when you're down and out, is when you find out all these people that you've been helping, well, they don't have it to help you back. And so you don't have it to give to yourself, and nobody else is going to give anything to you either. And so
Right.
you're in a world of mess because you wanted to please everybody else, when what
Right.
you really needed to do was take care of yourself. And then if you have it to give to somebody else, some people can benefit, not everyone. Because you know what happens when you are a people pleaser, everybody has got a problem that you
Right.
can fix.
Right.
They will come out
But
of the woodwork.
it's just like the airplane, the drop the mask down, put the mask on you first. Then you put the mask on, it's that kind of mentality you kind of have to have. They
Yes,
can worry about it, get yourself. Because if you look at it, you're really not you're a nice uh sounding board for other people. But if you can't fix yourself, are you really truly helping them? You it's nice you're there for them and it's nice you're a sounding board, but yeah, I don't know. It just
yeah.
seems like, if
Well,
you
and the thing about it is too is that we're selfish by nature. So when somebody gives to you, you know, it's
mhm,
not like you're thinking, gee, what am I going to give them back? It's like, oh,
right,
you want to give it to me? Okay, thank you.
mhm,
And then when the time comes that you need it back, they're not there and they don't
right,
have it to give back to you.
right.
And I'm talking, these are family members sometimes, not just
Oh,
acquaintances or even friends or coworkers. I'm talking about, your immediate family members can take and take and take and not be there to give back to you. So
yeah,
it's like your first responsibility has to be to yourself.
yeah,
And see, I always took that as being, oh, I'm being selfish,
selfish.
you know. And I also thought that, the way I understood the Bible, that, if you have it, you should give it to your brother. If you have it and your neighbor's hungry, you should give it to them, or whatever. But I never realized that it's after you do those things, after you have enough, after
Right,
you are taken care of. Then, if you have excess, give to who needs it, not give till it hurts and you're the one left hurting with nothing, you know. It's like so easy to get those little pieces of the message twisted to
Right.
where you're hurting yourself. You're
Right.
actually harming yourself in the process of trying to be what you think is a good person and doing good for other people. And
Right.
you're actually hurting yourself, because if you're
Right.
not good to yourself first, you've already messed up in the plan, because God's plan is for you to take care of you and then take care of others. And if you
Right.
don't take care of you, you've already messed up. So it
Well, the
doesn't
ripple
matter.
starts with you. You are the
Yeah,
big drop. So if you're not you can't ripple out if you're not taken care of.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know, Regina. I know. Just from me talking to you, I would have said, yep, Regina is a people pleaser too. And there's nothing wrong with being good and a kind hearted person and wanting to help other people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is take care of you first, then you'll be able to take care of other people. And
And
I
you'll be
didn't,
stronger too to help them.
oh, yeah. And then when something really happens, that somebody really needs you, you'll be there and you'll be able to feel like you contributed, you helped, you did something. But
Right.
if you're always doing this or that, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy. You can't be like, I say, I want to show up 100%. Like when my granddaughter is here, I want to be with her 100% of me.
Right.
And if part of me is somewhere else,
Yeah.
then I'm not doing that.
Right.
And I never lived in the moment. I was always way back there in the past or way, way down the road in the future. And
Hmm.
it was like a blur going on around me.
Right.
And what a disservice, not only to myself, but even to my family, that I was not present with them
Right.
most of the time. Most of the time, I was worrying about something else, you know.
Right. The next thing on the to-do list.
And I also was the kind of person that I worried about how did it look to other people. Like a kid's birthday party. This is a great example of it. I worried what the kids that came to the birthday party, what their parents were going to think, what kind of parent I was based on the birthday party. Instead
Okay.
of doing whatever it is my daughter wanted to do for her birthday and being like, well, if that's what you want to do, let's do it. I was
Right.
like, what? Yeah, no, we can't do that. We're going to do this and we're going to have this. And, those other people didn't have nothing to do with our relationship. It was between me and my daughter, and I should have
Right.
been able to listen to her and say, it's your birthday, we'll do whatever you want to do.
Right.
Instead of me like, oh, I'm going to plan this party, man, And sometimes my daughter would be like, who said I wanted to do that? Or who, why is that here? Or whatever. And I'd be like, shh, shh, shh. But now I can see that. Before, it was so important to me what other people thought, that that's what I worked. That was like the standard, was what
Right.
are they going to say or what are they going to think, instead of how well is my daughter going to enjoy herself
Right.
on her special day,
Right.
And there's a lot of things that I wish I had done differently, but in my attempt to make her have a happy childhood, I think I didn't let her have perhaps the happy childhood she would have liked to have had. She
Right.
had a happy childhood, but I think she had things that I wanted her to have, not necessarily what she wanted to have.
Right.
So I think that is a lot about being present. And there are things that my daughter has teased me about or gave me a hard time about, her entire life. And now she's starting to do some of those same things that I like and that I do. And I said, if you're not careful, you're going to end up like me. And she said, well, I mean, I have to admit it. I am a lot like you. And I'm like, but you acted like you didn't like anything. If I liked it, you automatically didn't like it.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I had to grow up a little bit. But now I understand why the things that you like to do or bring you joy, I can see that, and I want that in my life too. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not the weird plant lady that talks to her plants anymore. It's amazing how they grow up. And when they become adults and start having their own kids and their own family,
Right.
how they see things differently than when they were the kid
Through
and you
different
were.
eyes.
Yeah, very, very different. And
But
it's
it's
good.
also good because they can still feel how they felt when they were younger. So they understand more of how their child comes to them. So they can respect their child, understand a little more of what the child is trying to get them, if that makes sense. Like, I want this for my birthday. Okay. Because I remember my birthday party was like this. So we're going to make sure you have we have what you want to do, if as long as it's not something crazy.
Mhm, mhm. And it's like I notice a lot of things that she does with and for my granddaughter are some of the comforting and the nurturing and things like that I did with her. And at the time, you wonder, is this making an impact on them? Are they, going to be this
Mhm.
kind of person? And I always knew she was a good person and a nice person. But now when I see her as a mother with her daughter, it's like I really like the person that she is.
Right.
And it's I look at her so much different now that she has the baby than before she had the baby, because I think we're all very self-centered until we have children, and then our
Mhm.
focus shifts to the child. And
Mhm.
so, you are a different person once you're a parent, or you
Right.
should be a different person. And to see that, how it's not just about her anymore. Now it's about her and her family, and it's really nice. I really like it. I'm glad I don't have 20 kids.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've got the one that I've got. But as I heal, I appreciate that relationship with her so much more.
You're talking about birthday parties.
Hmm.
Other came to me one year and he said he'd been watching Animal House and he decided he wanted a food fight for his birthday.
I would have said,
So
okay,
I said,
outside. We can do it
okay,
outside.
we can do that. We can do that. So what we did was we had it out in the backyard. So we
Hmm.
had, the barbecue and the cake and everything like that. And once everybody was done eating, we just picked it up and we just had a food fight out there. And I said, you got to remember though, you guys start throwing this stuff, you're going to get the hose. So, because you're not coming in my house with the food on you, so you're gonna get those. So keep that in mind. But they had a food fight, and they had more fun. And he wanted a food fight, so they had one. But like, if I was trying to keep up with Joneses, they would like, no, you can't have throw food
Yeah,
around,
you
and you
can't
can't.
allow that. What kind of mother are you that you're going to let them
Right.
do that?
But they had more fun. I mean, to this day, he talks about that food fight.
And the thing about it is who did it hurt?
Right. The
Nobody.
only thing that
It
hurt
didn't
was them
hurt.
because they had to get that cold water from the hose. That's the reason I
Yeah.
was like, just remember, you're gonna get the hose.
And I would much rather, if I'm going to be involved in a food fight, know it's a food fight and know it's happening, than you just walk into your house and your house is destroyed and you're like, what happened here? Oh, we
Yeah,
wanted to have a
and
food
they had it in
fight.
the backyard, and it was no big deal. And
Yeah. Yeah. And that my daughter said that when she was little, I was the no mess mama.
Hmm.
Anything she wanted to do that was messy, I would be like, nope, can't do it. And she said, with my granddaughter, I'm letting her dig in the dirt. I let her paint. I let her, And I said, well, I was wrong with you. I can't, you can't go back and change it now.
Right.
But I don't want to make the same mistake with her. And because my daughter is now the no mess mama, everything that's messy goes to Granny's house. And she'll even tell my granddaughter, oh, that you need to take that to Granny and see what Granny can do with that. I'm like, bring it on. I don't care. We can get messy and dirty and have a good old time.
And stickers and all those fun things.
Yeah, and I do. We went through, I had a tote of stuff that I have collected over the past 4 years that, eventually Aunt East would be old enough to enjoy.
Mhm.
And when I was decluttering, I was like, well, we need to go through this and see what she can do now. And
Right.
so I was like, I told my daughter, I said, you need to go through that box and you need to take half that stuff home with you and, have it for her to do at home. And she's
Mhm.
like, why? She can just do it over here. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. She needs to have fun stuff at home and stuff with you to do or whatever. And
Right.
so just about every item I took out of the box, my granddaughter was stuffing in the bag, like, oh, I'll take that home. Yep, I'll take that. And my daughter's over there going, slow down. You don't need to take everything home. But it was so funny. And my daughter was like, where'd you get all this stuff? And I'm like, hey, I've been, something would be on sale, or I'd go to the thrift store, or I'd go to a garage sale, or, whatever. And I'd be like, oh, 4 to 6. Yeah, she'll be there soon. It's like, I'll get it.
Yeah. Or end of a season. I love end of season
Yeah.
sales. I love it. And just
And
hang on to it. It'll be useful next year.
that's
The
right.
season will be
And,
back.
I did the whole potty present thing with her. That if she
Mhm.
would poop in the potty, I gave her a present. I even went as
Mhm.
far as to wrap the presents and
Oh, okay.
then had them in a basket. And then she got to pick which one she wanted. And way after she was potty trained, I finally ran out of the
Mhm.
presents.
Uh,
And for the longest time, every time she would poop, she would say, did you get more presents? Do you have a potty present for me? I'd be like, no, no, no. So when we got this box out, there was about 4 or 5 of these little Barbie dolls, the
okay.
little sister Barbie dolls. And Anna East is like, there's potty presents in there. I'm like, what? There is no potty presents in that box. And she's pulling them out like, look, you could have gave me this to go poop. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I could have. But it's like I had to stop because when she went old, they're not going to give her a prize for pooping.
No, no.
But hey, it worked. That child, she could almost poop on command because when
Yeah.
she would get here, like you could tell she'd been holding it. She was waiting to do it at Granny's house, so she got the prize. Because Mama
Right.
was like, "I'm not having poopy prizes at my house." I'm like, "Hey, it worked. We got her potty trained.
Yeah.
She's, didn't have to worry about that, and she'll
Right.
always remember poopy prizes."
Right. And she will.
She
She
will.
will. Uh-huh.
She will. Kids should get muddy and dirty if they want to. Nothing that can't be washed off. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's worse is a dog owner that says things like, you going to give mommy or daddy a present or stuff like, oh, like when they're going to go, are you
Oh,
going to,
yeah.
yeah.
No. No.
I call
No.
it doing her business. And I'll say, you better
Yeah.
not do your business in here. But hey, you do what you got to do when you're
Right.
raising kids.
Right.
You don't want to go insane. You want to keep your sanity. So, you do what you can do, and it's not
Well, and
easy.
you know, I have to say, everybody that's here right now, I'm sure you're all potty trained. So eventually everybody gets potty
Yeah,
trained.
yes.
Some is a
And
little longer than others,
yeah,
but
yeah.
everybody eventually, you know what I mean? So
Well, and that's why too,
it's nice if it's nice and smooth.
it had to be a reward for doing what I wanted her to do. If she
Well,
didn't
you
do what
wanted
I
her
wanted
to pay
her to
attention
do,
to that's
I
what
would
she was
give her
doing on the,
a
yeah.
reward. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, I mean, she took it to the extreme, but still, it worked to where she felt accomplished and she did something good and she got rewarded, and it was all
Right.
good. So it worked for us. And like, I keep the little Hershey chocolate bars in my cabinet,
Okay.
and that's her favorite candy, chocolate. She Anytime I pick her up, I take her to Hershey bars,
Okay.
and they're the little fun size ones. They're not very
Okay.
big.
Yeah.
And whenever she comes over here, she's allowed to get the candy bars. And it's two. There's a limit of two. You get two. That's
Mhm.
it. And then she'll be like, I
Mine for other was one for each hand. You can have one for each hand. One for each hand. One for each
yeah,
hand. Because once you got one in each hand, your hands are full. You can't have any more.
that's right. And then she'll be like, can I have just one more? And sometimes I'll say, yeah, go ahead. But she also has this thing now where she'll say to me, do you want a chocolate bar? Not really, honey. Because I was going to get a chocolate bar and I will share one with you. I will bring you a chocolate bar if you want one. And I'll be like, somehow I don't really think sharing with me is your ultimate goal here. I think you just want to get you another chocolate bar.
It shows
So
how intelligent she is.
she'll even bring the two chocolate bars and she'll set mine down and she'll say, you can eat it later. And I'll say, okay. And then she eats hers. And then the next thing you know, she's eating mine.
Right.
And I'll go, what happened to my chocolate bar? I thought you said I could eat it later. And she's like, I just wanted to eat it. Well, okay, go ahead. You've already got it half gone. Go ahead. But that's kind of our little thing. Granny's got the chocolate.
Right.
So mommy doesn't buy chocolate for her house. She buys
Mhm.
other treats and snacks, but not
Yeah.
chocolate. So if Anais wants chocolate, she's got to, I either have to come get her or she has to come over here. So
Right.
sometimes she'll like pitch a fit and her mom will be like, why are you pitching this fit? I need chocolate. I just need chocolate. And she'll like call me up. She's like, we're coming over. She's got to have a chocolate fix. And you need to quit giving her this chocolate. And I'm like, hey, if that's what the child wants, that's what the child can have. I don't care.
Right.
But
And
it's
it's
just
the little
always,
ones. It's not the Hershey
yeah,
bars. It's just
no, it's not like
it's
she's
the fun
having
side.
huge candy bars. I mean, and it started out, she would have one, and I had to break them into 4 pieces, and it had to be in a little bowl.
Mhm.
And it would take her a while to eat the 4 pieces, and then it got to be she could open it and bite it herself. And then eventually now she's got to have two. But it's progressed over the years. But I've gotten a lot of stuff. I've gotten her to do a lot of things for chocolate. you know, it's like you got to have something to bribe them with sometimes.
You got to reward them, or they don't know that it's yeah. And it keeps
Yeah,
them in their minds too. That if I
yeah.
did this before, it's a positive. Yeah.
hmm And
Yeah.
and she's the kind of kid that she's really stubborn. And after she started school, it was like, you have to do what the teacher tells you. So when mommy tells you to do something or granny tells you to do something, you can just do what you really want to do. And we had to like stop her and be like, stop. I said, no, you can't
Mhm.
do that.
Mhm.
But I just well, it doesn't matter if you want to. I said no. When I say no, just like when the teacher says no, you don't do it. And it
Right.
took her a couple of weeks. Like she was testing us, like, well, I don't know if they really mean I have to stop. I'll just try it. So the other day she was like, she wanted something out of the bathroom, and I said, no, no, we're not doing that right now. And she right there on the bathroom counter, like she was going to get it. And I said, well, didn't you hear me saying that right now? Oh, you're serious? And I'm like, yes, I'm serious. We're not doing that right now. Oh, okay. She backed off, didn't do it. But it was like she was still going to make sure,
Mhm.
if you're serious then. And so I told her, I said, do I have to say that now? I'm seriously saying no, you cannot do it. And my daughter's like, it's because you don't ever tell her no. So when you do, she's like, no, Granny's playing. She doesn't mean no. You
Right.
know. I'm like, no, when Granny, and if I get mad at her, or if I say she needs to be punished about something, it's like the world is going to end because
Right.
Granny never punishes her. Granny never says anything. And I told her the one day, I said, now see, you're going to have to learn how far you can push Granny. Because when you push too far, I'm going to react and you're not going to like it. And it just like blew her mind that I could get upset with her, you know, over something. And usually all I have to do is say, do you want me to tell your mama? Because her mama will spank her butt. And she'll be like, nope, nope, I'll be good because I don't want my mama to know.
Yeah.
It's like, okay then. BJ says, poor thing.
Consider your house for chocolate, BJ.
Yeah. Well, and when I take her, Regina said, I wish around my Lincoln more. Yes, I'm sure you do. I couldn't live not close to my daughter and granddaughter. I would be. I think the first week of school was harder on me than it was on either one of them because I was just so used to everything centering around doing for her. And then
I
when
remember that.
like, oh my God,
You were so out of sorts.
I was. It was hard. And I knew it was coming. And I was trying to get ready for it. But it, like, until it was actually happening, I couldn't wrap my head around it. And
Right.
I couldn't deal with it. And now it's like, it feels weird when she is here. The first hour or so that she's here, it's like I have to get back in that granny mode,
Right.
because it's like, oh, you haven't been here in 3 or 4 days. It just seems so weird, because I'm so used to having her here. But she is so much more fun now that she's got that independence and she'll independently play, or like even at the playground, she was like, you go sit over there. I'm going over here. Before it would have been like, you got to be within arm's length of me.
Right.
So I'm like, yes, this is great.
Well, and then she probably comes to you and teaches you songs and stuff that she learned from school. So she's teaching you what she's learned. So she's
Mhm.
coming to you with knowledge instead of you just teaching her,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
now it's more of a give and take.
And it's so funny when she, because I play dumb. I play like I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know. I don't know what that is. And she was playing with Play-Doh Friday before her mom came, and she took her time and she made me this whole plate of Play-Doh food,
Uh-huh.
but it all looked the same. I did not know what it was. And so she brought it over and she put it down and she said, here's your food, ma'am. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then I'm sitting there and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, what did I order? What is this? Or whatever. And she's like, starts rattling off, all these different things. And I was like, oh, she's like, can't you tell what it is? And I'm like, nope, Granny can't tell. It all looks the same. And she's like, no, it doesn't. These are strawberries. And she's like picking it off the plate, telling me what everything was. And I was like, yeah, it all looks like gray Play-Doh because she mixes all the Play-Doh together. So it's always gray. It was so cute though. What, you don't know what it is?
Yeah. Can't you tell?
I have not a clue what it is. And she loves for me to read to her. And
Oh,
she
okay,
will
that's
come
good.
like 4 books at a time. And she will just sit there and it's like she can tell if I'm trying to skip words or turn the page too fast or
Really?
she's like, ah, you missed a page, or you missed a part. I'm like, oh no. But this last time when she came, I had her a new book and those magnet tiles. And she just thought that was, the best thing ever. She got a new story to hear. And then we played with those magnet tiles. I was like, that was a good idea to do that. Give her something new to do.
Right.
You've got every toy in the world, but you get bored, with the same kind of thing. And,
Yeah, you do.
you know, sometimes
Especially
and
when they're young like that, you know. What do
my
you think
daughter
they,
told her,
when they're really little, they play with the boxes.
yeah. Well, my daughter told her, nothing, excuse me, no more toys until Christmas.
Right.
So anything she finds that she wants, she's supposed to let us know and we'll put on the Christmas list. And then we'll pick from the Christmas list what we're going to get her.
Right.
And so I was there when my daughter was explaining it to her, and that was all fine and good. And then I have her, and we're going to get lunch one day. And she says to me, where are we going to get lunch from? And I said, I don't know. What do you want to eat? And she said, well, I want to get lunch from a store. I said, well,
Uh-oh.
a store? Like what kind of store? One that has toys. I said, well, you can't get a toy. Remember, mommy said you have to put them on the Christmas list, and you don't get any more new toys until Christmas.
Mhm.
She looked me dead in the face and was like, "That's what mommy said." But like, in other words, I didn't hear you say.
Right.
Mommy said it. And I
Right.
was like, well, but honey, what mommy says goes. So if mommy said it, that means granny said it too. She just like all defeated, like I said, now where do you want
Oh,
to
our
get lunch
first eye
from?
at you.
Yeah,
Ooh.
golly, geez, what do you mean?
Right?
And sometimes she'll say, like if I like, she'll say, I'm gonna, go do something or whatever, and I'll be like, yeah, well, it's nap time. We got to take our nap first. Okay, maybe later. We'll do it later after nap. And then before she goes to sleep, she'll tell me like 10 times, when I wake up for my nap, we're gonna do, whatever it is. And
Right.
I'm like, I'm not going to forget in the length of time it takes you to take your nap. I promise we will do it when
Right.
you wake up from your nap, but you have to
And
go
she
to
won't let
sleep.
you forget it.
Oh no, 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 no. And I used to tell my daughter, maybe we'll see. And my daughter would be like, that means no. I said, no, no means no. I haven't decided yet. That's why I'm saying maybe we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see how you act, if you're good or.
Mhm.
So Anise will say, are you happy? And I'll be like, well, yeah, I'm happy. Why? Have I been good? That's what she's leading up to. Like, can we do what I want to do because you're happy because I've been good? It's like, you little rascal, you. Yes, okay, we'll do it, which I do have a hard time telling her no, because she's
Right.
just so sweet and so loving. And sometimes she'll just walk up to me and she'll say, I just love my granny. I'm like, well, good, because I love you too. I told my daughter, I said, can you imagine if she didn't like me? You imagine how hard the 4 years of me watching her would have been if we didn't get along? That would have been torture.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Even
She's like,
mom.
no. And there you go. BJ says, hey, kid, look, I may be old, but not stupid yet. Oh, and did you hear that in the live stream when I said what's Granny going to be for Halloween? I said I'm going to be a granny. She said you're going to be an old granny. Did you hear her say that?
No, I didn't catch that one.
I was like, yeah, I'm old. I am old, but I should have said, you ever seen a young granny? No, all grannies are old, okay?
Especially when you're 2, 3, 4 years old.
Yeah. When she was asking everybody, when we were trying to teach her, you're 2, you're going to be 3, or you're 3, you're going to be 4. She would
Mhm.
ask us, how old are you? How old are you going to be? 5? Be like, no.
Some more numbers after that.
It's like, yeah, at least 2-digit numbers, please, not
Right?
digit numbers.
Okay, I'm on my phone. I'm going to go get a charger. And I
Oh,
will
okay.
be right back. We're going to play because we're not done. I'm not done
Okay.
talking. Is that all right with you?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. So let's get it. Let's get a charger so we can keep going.
Okay, yeah, we don't want her to get kicked off or it to die on her. Hey, Miss Daisy May, welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do without my granddaughter. If y'all, well, some of y'all did know me. Well, let's see. Did anybody know me before I had my granddaughter? I don't think so. I think everybody maybe met me when she was a baby. But I did not have the will to live at all. I was ready to throw the towel in, and I was tired of being in pain. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I just, I was ready to give it up. And I really thought I wasn't going to live. I really didn't think I would live. And
And a purple cord for the
yeah,
echo.
yes, purple. But when I found out she was on her way, I was like, oh Lord, help me. I want to be here. I want to know this little girl. And that just started the whole ball rolling of trying to get myself, healthier.
Mhm.
And I was not successful until I had the surgery. So I know a lot of people are like, no, I would never. I heard somebody say on one channel, I didn't get fat by having surgery. I'm not going to get thin by having surgery. And I was like, well, you might think about it because it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's pretty
And to
easy.
each is their own.
Yeah.
It's their own choice, their own body. So if like your daughter was saying, it wouldn't work for her. So, you know,
BJ says he remembers when she was a baby and would sleep. Yep. And I'd be like, she's asleep. I can go live until she wakes up.
right?
And
I
then
heard you
it's
say
like
that.
she'd
Baby
cry
girl's
one
napping, so I
time.
figured I'd go live right now.
Yeah. It's like, she's asleep. Yay. And it really was. I mean, I could go live with
Hi, Lawless.
her awake before she started toddling. But once she started toddling and getting into stuff, yeah, no, Granny couldn't be preoccupied on the computer because
Right.
that child was fast too. And ooh, no, not going to happen.
Yeah. Once they learn how to
But
walk,
yeah,
it's amazing how quickly they learn how to climb.
yeah. She still is a climber.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna
And,
it's not gonna
and
stop.
it's like she's quiet about it. It's like well,
Wow.
where is she? And then you realize, what are you doing on the cabinet? It's like, get down
Isn't
from
that
there.
interesting? Because the last things children usually learn is sound carries. They don't figure that out, that sound carries. You know what I mean?
Well, she's the kind of kid that when she's quiet, she's up to something.
Oh, okay.
You need to go.
It's too
If she's
quiet. What
in
you
the
doing?
other room and she's hooping and hollering, she's fine. But she goes in the other room and is quiet. It's like, kind of like Chloe. If Chloe, because Chloe likes to tear up paper.
Oh,
Chloe
okay.
gets a hold of some paper, she will disappear with it and she will be very quiet. And then when you go look for her, it looks like it snowed, like especially like a big piece of paper towel or something, have
Mhm.
it shredded, and it'll be like this mound of paper. It's like I should
Like a hamster nest or
know.
something, huh?
Chloe is terrible about paper, and she used to be really bad with the stuffing, like in pillows
Hmm.
or in the doggy bed was stuffed. She would rip it open and pull the stuffing out. I've woken up before and my head be flat on the bed and like the pillow have no stuffing in it. And there'll be this little tiny hole on the edge of the pillowcase, and all the stuffing will be out of the pillow. It's like, how did I sleep through her over here slowly pulling out the stuffing? And I wouldn't give her doggy beds for the longest time because, I mean, she wouldn't even have them an hour and she would have a hole in it and have stuffing coming out. And
Right.
I'd get so mad. And I tried all different styles of them, no. And so I was like, it's a good thing you don't mind a blanket because that's what you're getting is a blanket. You're not getting a doggy bed.
Right.
Now, finally, she hasn't. She has one. She's had it. I think I got it last year for Christmas for her actually, and they were on sale for like $9.99. And I was like, well,
Oh,
even if it takes her 2 days to tear it up, it'll be worth $9.99.
right.
And she still has it. She hasn't, and I've even washed it, and it's held together, so I know she doesn't have any little tears anywhere or anything. I'm like, oh, you're 12 years old and you finally get a dog bed because now you know not to chew it all up. But she doesn't like things with squeakers in them either. She'll sit there and destroy
Oh, she
it
doesn't
and
like
get,
squeakers?
mm-mm,
No? Oh,
no. Mm-mm.
yeah. Beans
Yeah.
like squeakers. People go, when I
But
go
she
buy toys for him,
definitely,
people are always like, well, you must, what kind of cute little dog do you have? And I'm with a pit bull, and they're going, you're getting a squeak. Yeah, he likes the squeak. Huh.
well, she used to really mess with the baby's toys a lot.
Hmm.
And now every once in a while she'll get a stuffed animal or something, and you'll see her walking through the room and it'll be hanging out her mouth, and she's like, don't notice I'm taking this in the other room. And I'll be like, oh no, 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 you can't have that one. You have your own stuffed animals that you are allowed to chew on, not the baby toys. And she chewed up several toys, but like she didn't chew up the whole toy. If it was like an action figure, she would chew up the arms
Right.
and the hands,
Right.
whatever. Anise would bring it to me. She'd be like, look. I'd be like, what is it? Look at the hand. I'm like, oh, sorry. Somebody must, then she'd be in there telling Chloe, you're a bad dog. You shouldn't eat my people. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm sure she knows now. Next time she will not do that.
Right.
But when I would tell Anais, pick it up, put it up, Chloe will eat it, if you leave it out.
Hmm.
She had to, Chloe had to get a few of them for her to realize, oh yeah, Chloe will definitely
Right.
eat my toys.
Right.
Hey, Kayla. Yes, hers says just Kayla Boo for her handle, and her normal thing says Kayla Boo. I
Yeah.
like how everybody's name is,
It's,
it's got their handle.
yeah. It's
Instead of,
interesting how they changed over. And I saw it about a couple weeks ago, and then it changed back, and now it's back again. So I don't know if this is a permanent thing or what.
I saw it a couple of times go back and forth, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I had a email or something from YouTube talking about all these changes. You can now, I'm going to explain this, and you tell me if you think this would work. If you're doing a live stream
Okay.
and you want to get more members, you
Right.
tell the people during the live stream, I'm going to turn this stream into a members only stream at,
Okay.
30 minutes from now.
Okay.
If you want to come to the members only stream, you can go ahead and become a member right now
Okay.
and come to the members only stream when I
Okay.
switch this over. And then you can always cancel your membership later. And I'm sitting there thinking, first of all, if somebody wants to become a member, they're going to become a member regardless if you're going to do a members only stream or not.
Right.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Also, if you bought a membership, why would you buy it and then cancel it when it's good for 30 days? You might as well keep it for the 30 days.
Well, I'm hearing
And
it. I'm hearing it as kind of a threat. That's what I'm hearing.
yeah, like
It's a threat.
if you want
You want to keep talking to me, you got to pay, and you got to pay right now in the next half hour.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go in my own little club and be my own little world. And I'm like, I would walk away. I wouldn't go back. That's just my opinion. If somebody said that to me, I went, okay, I'm not going back to them.
Now, I was in a live stream yesterday, and it was the person's birthday, and they were doing a giveaway for the birthday,
Mhm.
but it was only for members. So she did say, if you pay in this giveaway, you need to get a membership
Okay.
before I do the giveaway.
Okay.
And some people did,
Mhm.
but it wasn't that she was going to make it a members only stream or whatever. But I thought kind of like, well, gee, that's a threat to me. I mean, it's
a
like,
threat.
it would be the same thing as saying, well, some of the big YouTubers, they don't acknowledge a comment unless it's a super chat or a super
Oh, yeah.
sticker.
Oh, yeah.
Then they will see the
Mhm.
message or whatever. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'd have nothing to talk about. If I wasn't reading my chat and talking to the chat, I would have nothing to talk about. It would, I don't get that. But yeah, so I don't know what all is changing, but there's a lot of stuff like that, like, isn't this great?
Yes.
Now you can do this to your people if you want to.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
But there is channels out there that talk like that are like that are, it's just not who we are. That's not who we are. We're not that kind of person to begin with.
I'm like, I appreciate all my members. I really do. And I try to give, of myself. But I am not going to not be friendly to someone or not share somebody out or whatever because they don't want to be a member. That doesn't really come into play with me. A lot of people I know, it's like they do a lot for their members that they don't do for the public. And that's okay if that's how they want to, do their community. But I don't know. I don't know. When I read that, I was like, and you do what now? What? That just didn't seem to me like that would get people to get a membership. To me, it would get people to say, I'm out of here.
Well, and my thing is, everybody has 24 hours in a day. They stop by to see and to chit chat with me. I feel very honored that they've taken that much time out of their busy life to stop by. Now, why am I going to threaten them?
Exactly.
Right?
It's like, I'm really glad you're here, but you got to pay if you want to stay.
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, no, guess we'll just end the stream now because nobody's going to want to pay to go.
Well, and I wouldn't do that like you do. You do a members only stream or you do a public. You don't say, okay, you either join me or you can go away now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not coming back then.
I was like,
you know,
I wonder who in the YouTube universe thought, hey,
that was a good idea.
this is a really good idea. Because before, guess what you could have done? You could have said, I'm going to go live, members only, after I end this stream, and then end the stream, and then go live members only. And if anybody wanted to come in there, they, I guess, would have to get a membership to come in there.
Mm-hmm.
But to be public and then be like, oh, but I'm going to make it private.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I was like laughing. I didn't even read the rest of the email because I was like, if this is your idea of a good thing, I don't really want to hear what other suggestions y'all have.
Yeah.
And then I got another
email. It gets out there every once in a while, but I don't. See, that's not a mandatory thing. That's just the suggestion of that it's an option now. And I'm like, okay, who in the YouTube office decided to even, because somebody had to think of it, then the group had to approve it, then they had to make email about it, then they had to approve the email, and then so it went through a lot of hands before you finally saw that go.
Yeah,
a lot of people approved that. I thought that was a good idea.
They had to change the programming to where I guess if you're on YouTube live, there must be something you do to make it private right there and then. Although maybe you just go in and put members only like you would subscribers only. Maybe they didn't have to change anything. Maybe they just came up with this idea and then you just in middle stream you decide, I think it'll be members only now. But then what happens to all the people that are already in there? Because if you put it on subscriber only, whoever's in there can see and hear, but they can't comment.
Right.
If they're not a subscriber.
Yeah. I've been on a lot of subscriber only. I just can't say anything.
Okay. But so what if you switched it to member only? Could they still hear and see it, but they just can't comment if they're not a member?
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, they don't really have to comment.
Right.
They could still see and hear what you're talking about and take advantage of that without being a member.
Mm-hmm.
Just couldn't comment.
Right.
See, now when I do it members only, nobody else can get in there.
Right.
It's not like they can come in and listen and not chat. They can't, it won't even into it if they're not a member. And it won't even let me into it if I try to go into it on my phone because I'm not my own member. So it's like, that's really weird. We might have to test that out and just flip it to members only and see if anybody can still hear us.
We could do that. We can do that.
Okay, BJ, you're going to be the guinea pig because you're not a member.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, I got to pull up YouTube and see, can I change it midstream?
Okay.
See it.
I got 12 in mind, and I know they're not members, so we'll stick around, folks. All right? if we change it over, we'll change it fast, so don't go too far.
Yeah. We're just going to test the theory. And
this is the way she rolls, the folks. This is the way she rolls.
That's why we had a private logic. Because I did it wrong. Oh, that was so funny.
Oh,
so many people came
in
because it was private. You want to know what they're talking about. And then they're like, I don't think it's private. It's like, yeah, I don't think it is either. I think everybody came in. Oh, that was so funny. And then they didn't know you were backstage. I was talking to you. They thought I was talking to myself. No.
Yeah.
Oh, That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
BJ was part of that one too.
Mhm. Oh, if something technically can go wrong on Echo's channel. Now I have to go.
Well, the neighbor dog finally went away. Neighbor dog came to my window and barked, and that's what got Beans going. The neighbor's dog came to my window and
Okay.
hi, Gail. Echo's pushing buttons, Gail. Look out. Married in Arkansas. Echo's pushing buttons.
I switched it. Members only. So now see if you can chat. And BJ says, ha ha. So,
Okay.
doesn't work. The theory doesn't work. Regina is
Okay.
a member.
Is that a ha-ha from what we were saying before, or is that a ha-ha now? Give it a minute.
It says, I'm not a member, but I can comment or I can chat. And everybody can still hear me and see me, right? Hi, Married in Arkansas.
Gail, can you type something in for us, honey? Deidre
Yeah,
Gore,
'cause
are you still there? Can you
Gail-
type something in?
Oh, well, but she's on
Oh,
your
there it
side.
is.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
attached to you though, honey.
Yeah, I know. But Married in Arkansas is a member. I see her and Regina. BJ's not a member, and I still see BJ as well. So
Okay.
that theory doesn't hold water. Okay.
So it's an empty threat.
It must be.
Deidre Gore, she says, I can hear you. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah. So it's an empty threat. That would really tick me off.
So
That would really tick me off. Bought a membership and everybody is still all there.
okay, and look, it
Yeah,
says
you can. Okay, thank you, Gail.
it says members only.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I just changed it back, now it says members only is off. Everyone can chat.
Okay.
So it changed it on here, but that didn't affect the chat.
Right.
Could it be because we are blue? No, because blue and member is two different distinguishing things.
Mm-hmm. One is a member and one is a moderator.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Okay.
Well, thank y'all for us letting us test the theory. Regina said it said only members send message. But see, BJ's not a member and it did his message. BJ's like, he could read our lips if we didn't he didn't have the sound, so it didn't matter to him.
Read this, BJ.
That is really weird.
Maybe since you didn't read it all, maybe it says it was going to start on a date and it hasn't started yet. I don't know. Did it say starting immediately?
Oh, but you know what, too? That was in my studio. I wonder if you have to do it in like under the YouTube live.
Oh,
Let me try that. Get in the YouTube
they did.
studio live.
Bashcraft family made me a new logo. Nice, honey. I'm sorry. The chat is over here.
Okay, now try to chat.
Okay.
Because now I went in the actual YouTube.
In the studio?
Not under, my YouTube studio, but in the actual Go Live YouTube part where it shows this is a live stream. And I put it to members only, and we'll see. BJ said, I saw the signs member only. But BJ, you're still
You're still chit-chatting.
You're still chatting. Okay.
DeAndre Gordon says, try again.
I'm trying to see if I go out. Oh, and now it says members only on my on the channel.
Oh, okay.
BJ says, hello, I'm still here.
Am I here? Yes, DeAndre Gordon, you're here. What do you need, honey? I don't know what your problem is today. I know. It's a weird time
That's
of day.
so weird. Well, BJ, you must think you're a member.
Well, DeAndre Gordon's still over here just talking up a storm.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to bother her. I am so glad you got a job, and I'm so glad you're working towards. Yeah, Gail is here as well. So yeah, I'm so glad your life is moving forward, DeAndre Gordon. Yeah, yeah. It was bumpy there for a little while, and my night was.
Maybe if you go live on YouTube. But I went into like I was going to go live on YouTube and switch the thing. I'm going to go back and switch it back, but it's just really strange. Public.
I don't know. Are we sitting here trying to figure out YouTube? Are we really sitting here trying to figure out YouTube?
I guess you can switch things live, while you're live, but it doesn't seem like it's doing any good, like it didn't.
It changes anything. Yeah. What do you need, honey?
Oh, well, I wasn't planning on doing that anyway, but it just made me curious as to whether or not you could do it midstream. I was thinking, you'd have to end the stream and start a new stream. Maybe that's what it meant you have to do. I don't know, because I didn't read the whole thing. After I got the concept, I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
Moving on.
The rest of it. Because I was like, if it's
you were so busy today.
Yeah, they have messed it up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's the same thing when people are like constantly asking for donations or asking for the super chats and the super stickers and all that.
I've been on channels like that.
Because I'm the kind of person that I will give if I feel moved to, but I'm not going to be like talked into it. Like just because you say you would like it doesn't mean, because nobody knows anybody else's pocketbook to know whether or not they can afford it or not.
Right.
And I've heard about too many people that got tangled up with people giving donations, and the people were not legit, and it ended up becoming an issue. And,
right. Oh yeah. And YouTube is full of them, folks. Keep that in mind.
And I feel like if somebody gives something, it should be from the goodness of their heart. They shouldn't be doing it in order to get something back or.
Well, a lot of people play on people's sympathy. So they give things that the other person doesn't really have to give, but they play on the sympathy so hard that they give that and they give and they give and they give. Yeah, it happens a lot.
Hello, Garden State so-and-so. She's on your channel, buddy, but she's my winner.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's not your winner.
Ready to go. I will be taking it to the post office in the morning. So it will be on its way.
Yeah, and I mailed mine off 2 days ago. Post office was closed. Post office was closed. I asked around, and everybody says it's because of postal carriers are government workers
and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if mine's going to be open Monday.
I ended up sending mine UPS.
Okay, well, that's what I'll do. If I go to the post office and it's closed, I will go do it UPS.
Yeah.
I don't like to watch people who create videos and beg for money. Yeah, I don't either. And
Really good
yeah,
scammers
Roger
on
Gore
YouTube.
said I would be a bit annoyed if somebody changed it to members only in the middle of a stream. I would be too. That's why I couldn't understand, like, who is going to do that? Like, who are
I'm
the
sure there's
people
some out there that would do
watching
that.
that are going to do that? Oh,
Well,
you are so
I know of
welcome.
people that on their live streams, they'll say, okay, I'm going to have a private chat, a meet, and it costs you like $50 to get on to chat with them on the meet. Yes, and people pay it. People pay it. People, there's channels out there that you amazing how many different angles they have to make money. People make a lot of money, but yeah, to do a meet, it costs you like $50 a head. Yeah, and they'll
Yeah,
talk for hours and
I was
hours. Huh?
watching a live the other day, and they had a guest, and they were talking about different online ways that you can earn money. And the one person was saying, well, I've bought some courses from some people here on YouTube or whatever.
Mhm.
She bought a course and paid $700. And before she could even go in and look at the videos or whatever was in the course, the FCC shut that channel down,
Mhm.
and she couldn't get her money back or get the information she paid for.
Mhm.
I was like, well, I don't have $700 to buy anything, let alone something that might be shady off of YouTube, you know.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
there's
felt
always an
bad.
angle.
Yeah, but I felt bad for her, thinking how many people are out there that did stuff like that, that thought they were getting something of value, paid the money, and then boop.
They're hard-earned money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was a waitress and and when I would buy something, I would think, you know how many burgers I had to sling to buy this? And that's really the way I thought about things. You know how many burgers I had to sling to buy this? Is it worth all those burgers to buy people have to earn that money to be able to buy that, and then people just take it and run with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very sad. It's very sad.
it is.
And a lot of people get
And
hurt behind it. Like this person you were talking about, they get hurt behind it because that could have been their saving grace. They're thinking,
well,
okay, this is my last little bit of money, but this is going to be my lifesaver.
yeah.
It's going to move me forward. So I'll risk my last little bit. I'll put off my car payment or my house payment or my rent or whatever it is to do this, So now they
And
got
that's
nothing.
the thing. People take the money they actually need for bills and, are doing other
Well,
things.
and that's usually who they get. It's the people that are more desperate. Desperation makes
Yeah.
you do things that are kind of you wouldn't do if you weren't desperate.
Deidre Gore said, if someone is selling a course online, they are almost always a scammer. That's what I would think too.
Yeah,
And
I would definitely think twice.
if I needed to make money, I don't think I would have $700 laying around to spend on a maybe something I would get,
Mhm.
Yeah, no. I would use that $700 to pay
Yeah, the
whatever
world's
I needed
crazy.
to pay. Yeah, the world is crazy.
Yeah, and there's like W.C. Fields always said, "There's a sucker born every minute," and those kind of people, that's their mentality.
Yeah.
You're not a person. You didn't earn that money. You're just a sucker waiting to be used. And I don't know how we got here. This is supposed to be self-care, but be
I don't
aware.
know, but
Be
DJ's
self-care
got a plan.
of yourself.
DJ's got a plan. He says, you want to try something? He says, I go off this and you switch it to members only and he tries to get back in. Okay.
Are we gonna do that?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna. While we push your buttons. Did you need to go potty? Come on. Come on. You did all.
All right. I switched it. So we'll see if we hear from him. And if not, then we'll know it worked. That worked. I'm just so curious as to why that would even be. Okay, BJ. I'm just curious as to why that would even be something that somebody thought of to do. Like, I'm very frugal. My YouTube check is my only personal income, and I only get it every other month. Yeah. And you're probably like me, Gail. I spend more to do my YouTube than I make. So I don't even come close to breaking even, but at least it's not more money I'm taking out of my pocket to do it. Nope. Nope. I'm waiting to see if BJ can get back in here. Oh, it does say chat as a paid user now. I'm going to wait a couple more seconds and I'm going to switch it back.
So what happened?
Now it does, even on my phone, it says chat as a paid user. Regina is still here and she can chat, but I haven't heard from BJ.
He's over here. It just disappeared on me. It just disappeared on me.
Okay. And Married in Arkansas said, I went out and came back and it has the members only sign at the bottom now. Okay. So let me go back in and switch it back that he can come back.
So BJ, you can come on mine, but you can't come on hers. That's another thing to know.
That's another thing too, because we're connected. You would have thought it would have been the same.
Yeah, because you're coming on. Deandra Gore, she goes, I'm still here. I'm glad you are, honey. Members only. Can you see my chat still?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. But now it doesn't say it on my phone, and now it's back to just regular chat because I took that, set it back. So now, BJ, you should be able to come in on my side again. BJ is here on Body. Yes. So we do know it works, but I don't know why it didn't work the first couple times we tried it. Maybe because y'all were in here. Maybe y'all would need to leave.
Yeah.
That's right. She's still connected to me on the live, so you would think it would be the same members
right.
only. We changed it over there. You know, if I changed it, it should be changed for both.
For everything. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. And I don't get a YouTube check, so I'm not worried about
that. And so now that also means that if I have a members only live stream going, and I have somebody come up as a guest, like to talk to the members only, if they were to connect their channel, people could come in from their channel and see our members only content.
And they can chat with you because you can see both chats.
Yep. See now, and I've never thought about having somebody come in as a guest, but that makes sense. They'd have to be willing to be a guest and not stream to their channel.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of channels are like that. They just want it on their stream.
Yeah.
And that's fine. YouTube is YouTubing. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Well, welcome back, BJ. Now I'm going to say that it would
I
work.
only have
But
300, honey. Gail, I only have 300.
she only has 300 subscribers, but she's got lots of watch hours.
I've
She's
got
doing
tons of watch hours.
subscribers, not so much watch hours.
Yeah. Gail asked me if I needed watch hours. I'm like, okay, but that's not,
That's not going to help her until she gets.
yeah, I've got enough watch hours. I think I've got enough watch hours for a full,
Hey, Chloe hit 200 watch hours. Woo, woo, woo. Thanks to all of y'all for watching her streams. Ah. She only had 90. So it is work, we are building it, but it's
Right.
just slow. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I have enough watch hours for the full monetization. I just don't have any subscribers. But that's not it. It's okay.
BJ, you're
It's going to
losing
happen
the
when it
watch
happens.
hours.
If it doesn't, it doesn't.
He's losing watch hours because he used to go live at night and got a lot of watch hours. And now that a year's gone by and he's not doing that as much, then his watch hours aren't getting added.
Who's this,
back.
BJ?
BJ, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's the thing. Once you start going live on a regular basis, even once you get monetized, you still have to keep up with content and keep
With the
watch
numbers.
hours going. Otherwise, they can demonetize you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why a lot of people have gotten demonetized, because they didn't realize that if they take a month off and don't put out any any
content at all,
then they're going to be losing watch hours, especially if they had a really good month a year ago that month.
You're right.
I will give you a shout. I'll get you a shout out. Thank you,
Oh,
Gail.
thank you, Gail.
That'd be so nice. Hi, Rudy.
That's stupid of you, honey. Oh, is Rudy here? Hi, Rudy. Saw you last night for that little bit.
Yeah.
I was in the back office.
I wonder if I give you the other moderator thing and you're in the back, you could put the comments up.
I can star them. I can even put them up with your Suno. Suno.
But I
can't do it now. I can't even talk to my chat. I can't.
Well, I know. But I was thinking about that last night. I was like, yeah, if I give her that other thing, then I bet you she could do that.
Oh yeah. I can go in there and star them, and then you can pull them up when you want, or I can pull them up as they come up.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with pulling them up as they come up is because when you pull up songs and things like that, where they come up is right across everybody's face.
Yeah.
So I would think just starring them and letting you have control over that of when you want to put them up. You know what? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't want to insult anybody.
It's like we want you to be here, but we're going to cover up your face.
Right. But we don't want to look at you. What sounds stressful, honey? What sounds stressful? Sophie, how you stressed already? You can't be stressed around Echo. It's you can't be stressed around Echo.
Oh, she's probably
she doesn't let you. She doesn't let you.
About the Suno thing, trying to do the comments.
Ooh, yeah, that was a lot of juggling. That was a lot. I don't know how you get through it. I just don't know.
And, it's a little slide button. It's not even like just click a button. It's a slide button to start their song. And I don't know how many times I slide it over and it slides it back. Like before I even move the mouse, it's already. And I'm like, no, go this way. And they're like, are you ready? It's like, yeah, I'm ready.
We've been.
It's like, and then too, when I have a lot of people up on stage, it does slow the computer down to where then when I try to do something, it's like, it doesn't want to do it. And then I'm like,
yeah, I think that's the reason I get booted off, because everything my stuff is so weak. And then when you have a lot of people, I went, okay, that's probably the reason I'm getting booted off. And it's not a big deal to me. It's not,
Well, even there last
I'm
night,
part of it in my own way. So I'm
yeah.
enjoying it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
even last night when there were 7 of us up there, when I would play a song, it would put me down.
Right.
And there would be 6 people up there and the song playing. And then when the song was done, it would pop me back up.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. And I mean, I thought about maybe we should do it like give everybody 30 minutes, like schedule them to come every 30 minutes and you come up
Right.
for 30 minutes, you play whatever you want to play, and then you go and the next person comes up and they do 30 minutes or, whatever. We might try that sometime just to see if
Well,
they.
in theory, not to be ugly or anything, in theory, it would have been nice if they dropped down so other people could come up, they would just
Well,
volunteer.
yeah.
But a lot of people don't, they don't want to leave you. They don't want to leave you. Once they get with you, they don't want to leave you. They like your company.
Aw.
That's it.
Well,
That's
and I
it.
have such a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I could just be in the audience and just watch, if I didn't have
Well,
to.
that's the reason I enjoyed it. I was with you the whole time, and I was like, they were like, well, where is she? Where is she? I'm right here. I'm right here. Okay, that's enough.
She says, the only stress I have right now is to convince myself not to touch the glass shape with the bread fresh out of the oven. It's so tempting. Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Who's this? Mock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophia's
She's baking bread.
bread. I miss bread. Of everything that I don't eat now, bread is the one thing that I miss.
Yeah.
And not just sandwich bread. I mean, I miss bakery rolls or,
Right. Right. Even the garlic bread, the garlic sticks. Ooh, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I'm not going to. Yeah, I had a piece of white bread today. And Mock, you probably understand that. DeAndre Corey, you probably understand. That was the sweetest. I toasted it with some butter. Just toast bread. It was the sweetest stuff. I went, are we adding more sugar? Because we add sugar to our bread anyway.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my goodness. I went, ugh. It's just so sweet. It was like, ooh.
Well, and your taste buds too. If you're not eating a lot of salt or a lot of sugar, and then you eat something that used to not be real salty, it'll be really salty.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I've cut down my sugar, and it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Woo! That was intense.
It's so funny when that happens, and you've eaten something all your life. We used to take white bread, put butter, and then put cinnamon and sugar on it.
Oh, cinnamon toast. Yeah.
And eat that, It's like, no.
And that bread would have been fine for that. But just for regular toast, because it would have been covered up with the sugar and the cinnamon and everything. So it would have been sweet with sweet. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's just funny how your taste buds change.
They definitely do.
Yeah, but I like sourdough bread, from Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. Ooh, that's the best sourdough bread. I mean, there's some bread that's really good.
I'm not.
I'm new to making bread, but I'm loving it.
Bread, and I'm loving it with honey instead of sugar. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And then, like sourdough, you have to have a starter, and you have to feed it all the time. So it's like having what was that thing? Armagotchi toy thing. Got to feed it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing the sourdough is a whole process.
Yeah, it's easier to make when you make it, but to keep that thing alive is a continuous thing. Yeah.
Well, Sophia, it's funny you say that about the sugar. I haven't bought sugar in a year and a half.
Yeah.
I was in the Dollar Tree the other day, and they now sell in the Dollar Tree, like a little baggie of sugar. So like you don't have to buy like a 4-pound bag of it. You can
Okay.
just buy this little baggie of sugar. And
Okay.
they have powdered sugar, brown sugar, white sugar,
In
and
just a
these
Sailor
little,
Meal kind of bag? Just
yeah,
a
yeah, just like the size of like not even like a quart size bag, like a sandwich bag. Just as I didn't pick it up to see like how many ounces it was, but it
yeah.
was tiny little. And I looked at that and I was like, I mean, if you use sugar, you're going to buy a bag of it. You're not
Right.
going to buy this little. But I thought to myself, well, that's like if you're having company that puts like cream and sugar in their coffee and you don't,
Mhm.
you could buy that little packet of sugar, to be able to offer them sugar. But
Mhm.
that way you wouldn't be stuck with a whole big bag of sugar, that you're not going to use. But I was like, look how long it's been since I've even bought sugar that I didn't even know that you could buy it like that, you
Well,
know.
I've never bought a. I wonder how much per ounce or whatever everybody's measurement is. How much it would be per ounce if you buy a little thing like this compared to a big, 5
Yeah.
pound.
If they have it again when I go in there, I'm going to pick it up and see how many ounces it is,
Hmm.
just out of curiosity, because it was a tiny bag. It wasn't like, brown sugar you can buy in a plastic bag and it's about like that big,
Right.
it's like a pound or something.
Hmm.
But it was
Powdered
a
sugar is the same
smaller,
way. Powdered
yeah,
sugar and brown sugar you can usually buy it in smaller
yeah.
quantities.
But I've never seen just granulated sugar like that. I know you
Mm.
can buy it in a box and you can buy it in like a cardboard canister thing
Right.
for coffee,
Mhm.
but never just this little plastic bag. I was like, what the heck?
And usually small things like that is usually the cubes. Remember the cubes?
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
regular
Usually those are
granular.
in little small containers.
Well, and you know what else they sell now? Half a loaf of bread.
You have to try pizza. What are we eating over here? What are we eating? That's another thing you can't have, pizza. I guess you can have the toppings. Beautiful pizza from scratch. Oh, nice. So we're all going to have to go to Ireland to have Deidre Gore's husband's pizza. Won't that be fun?
That would be great. Um, oh yeah, plate. Yeah, no, I'm not eating the Play-Doh food, BJ.
Where are we? Okay.
He said there
BJ,
are
you're a little late.
those
You
that
need to
take
catch
their
up.
own coffee, to work in the morning that would love those little sugary things. Yeah, they would love that. Just have you a
Mhm.
little added sugar. I was surprised, but yeah, you can buy a half a carton of eggs, 6
Okay,
eggs.
I've seen that.
You can buy half a loaf of bread.
Okay, I've seen that.
There was
With
something
that
else.
sugar, yeah.
There was something else the other
Because
day.
they had those at we had a store around my house. It was called the 99-cent store. So anything in this store was 99 cents. So they had the
Yeah.
little half of this and half of that, and half of this and half of that.
Well, now it used to be $1, hence Dollar Tree. Then it
Yeah, we had
became
the Dollar Trees as
dollar
well.
25. Now it's $1.50. But they also sell things for $3 and $5 and whatever. So you have to be careful. You can't just assume everything in there is $1.50. There are things that are $3 and $5 and
Yeah, caught me off guard the first time I did that. I went, "Wow, this is only $1. Okay, I'll get this and I'll get this." Went up to the register and they're going $3.99, $4.99, and I went, "Wait a minute, wait a minute, this is
yeah,
$1."
I picked up a pack of batteries
Hmm.
and I always buy those $1.25 packs of batteries.
Right?
And it was $5.99. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
but
no, I'm not doing that.
we
I'm
don't
not.
have what's really common on the East Coast that we don't have is Dollar General. We don't have that,
Oh really? We
and
have a
we don't
Dollar
have a Family
General.
Dollar either.
We have a Dollar General, like even these little hick towns that nothing, you got a Dollar General. Out on a highway, Like there's nothing for miles. Oh, there'll be a Dollar General.
We don't have Waffle Houses either.
That's what they're building on my corner. Is
Yeah,
a
we don't have
Waffle
Waffle
House.
Houses either.
That
We don't have Chick-fil-A's. We don't have
this is a
what's
little
Bojangles? We don't
tiny,
have Bojangles.
a little tiny lot right off when you get off the exit. There was like a little piece of a lot and then a road. And that little piece of lot has sat there and sat there and sat there. Finally, it had a for sale sign and then a sold sign on it. Then they started building this little building, and we couldn't figure out what the building was going to be. It almost kind of looked like one of those oil change places, you know, like that you
Oh,
drive the
okay.
car into the building, but it
One of
had a
those
wall in the
or
back
whatever
of
they're
it.
called. Uh-huh.
So you couldn't have drove the car through. You would have had to pull the car in and back the car out. So I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, I don't think it's an oil change place. Well, it's a Waffle House. That's what
Well,
it is.
if a lot is that small, does it even have parking?
That's what I said. Where are they people going to park? They might have like one row of parking in front of the building, and that's going to be it. But we have a Huddle House in this town.
Okay.
So there's going to be competition for the Huddle House.
Because
So
is that
that's
where
gonna be-
everybody's been going for years at the Huddle
Yeah.
House? Okay.
because that's like the only there's a Mexican sit down restaurant
Hmm.
and there's a sit down pizza place, but like
Okay.
the Chinese restaurant is strictly takeout.
Okay.
And then we have then they built a Wendy's,
Okay.
and then across from the Wendy's they built a new gas station and put a Bojangles chicken in that gas station building.
Okay.
So it's like the chicken place and Wendy's are right across from each other. Then you got the Huddle House next to the Wendy's, and now on the other side of the Wendy's, you're gonna have the Waffle House. But see,
Well,
we're,
you're getting
we're
uppity.
right,
You've got a
we're right
Bojangles
at the
and a Waffle House. You're getting uppity.
yeah, because we're right there.
But
at the
how many
exit.
Dollar
There's-
Generals do you have in your town? 5 or 6?
We only
Oh,
have one
well.
in this town. Yes, only one.
Oh,
But you have you used to be you got off the exit and there was like nothing, and then they
right.
put in 2 truck stops, and then they put in the Huddle House
Yeah.
and the grocery store, and then they started selling because it was all farmland. They started selling off the farmland and building apartments and subdivisions.
Right.
So then I guess they figured we needed a grocery store and the Dollar General. And then we got a couple of restaurants, you know, like the Mexican place, and then we got the Chinese place. But now in the last 2 years, we've gotten another gas station, the chicken place, the Wendy's, and now the Waffle House. So it's
Oh.
really booming now, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's like, wow. Go to exit.
Are they all
29.
transplants? Do you know? Are all these people moving in? Are they all transplants?
I don't know.
Are they
Well,
all from
I
California and New
know what
York and
they have.
all those other places?
You have Valdosta, okay? Outside of Valdosta to the south, you have a town called Lake Park.
Okay.
To the north of Valdosta, you have my town, Hahira. Okay.
Okay.
Valdosta is growing
Okay.
all directions.
Okay.
So Lake Park is now like just south of Valdosta. It's like there's like no space in between. It's all businesses now. Same thing with going from Valdosta coming to where I live, all businesses coming in there.
Okay. That's what's happening.
There's another town 10 miles up from me, and businesses are starting to come in between these 2 exits. So before long, it'll be, you know, from Atlanta all the way to into Florida will be just one massive
City.
road,
One big
area.
massive metropolitan.
Yeah.
Metropolitan. What is it called?
Everything is just growing.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
in Valdosta, they have a really bad habit until this year. A business would like close and they would build like Taco Bell, would that building closed. and they would go up the street and they'd build a brand new Taco Bell building instead of
Okay.
remodeling that Taco Bell, or instead of even, leveling that Taco Bell and building a new building on that same piece of property. So now you're left
Okay.
with this empty building sitting here.
Okay.
So up until this past year, you had all these empty buildings everywhere, and then all these brand new buildings popping up.
Right.
Well, now guess what? There's no more empty lots, for a company to come in and build a new building. So guess what they're doing this year? Leveling all these old buildings,
Okay.
clearing these lots off, and I guarantee you somebody will buy it and put in a new business.
Oh yeah,
But
because
they
everything's
should have
already
been
hooked up.
doing it. They should have
Everything's
been
already
doing
hooked
it
up to
all
that piece of
along.
dirt. They've already got the city so they have the water and the electricity and everything. They've gotten all those permits to get it hooked up in that. So all they have to do is just put the building on there. Yeah. A lot of
But they
steps
don't
already
want,
made for them.
yeah, but they don't want to buy that old building and remodel the building or whatever.
Right.
But once the city pays to level it and clear it off, they'll be snatching them right up.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Ned. I didn't get your message about the song last night until after I had ended the live stream, Ned. That's why I didn't play it. And
You do what you got to do, honey.
hello,
Ben was on today,
Nancy.
as from what I understand too. Did you get over there?
Over where?
I was asking Ned if she had made it over
Oh,
to Ben's to see Ben.
but
He was on already.
I can play the song now if you would like me to play it.
You can play it. I'm willing to listen.
Okay. Let me go get my email. It's fun though, trying out YouTube's new
And
yeah.
again, I have papers and papers of thoughts and ideas that we never get to.
But no, don't get rid of them because we can, revisit topics. We got to keep going.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're gonna have to keep coming up with stuff to talk about. So
Oh yeah. We haven't even touched the surface of this. And questions are always good because it makes you question and think about yourself. And she's not saying anything. She may have just popped in and popped out. But we can still play her music, I'm sure.
okay, hold on. Yeah. I don't want it to come up yet. Okay. Because I didn't share yet, so I won't be able to hear it.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh,
Now.
bop, bop. We got some little Joni Mitchell going on here. The paved paradise, put up a parking lot. See? Come on now, girl. I know that song. I know Joni Mitchell. Called The Big Yellow Taxi. That's the name of that song. Do I win? Yay! Yeah, plan to do a walking challenge in January. Okay, good. I wish I could. I can't. I'm still learning, honey. I went to a pumpkin patch yesterday. And walked out of bed, so that was good.
Share.
But I'll definitely share it out for you. Okay.
I hope it's there. We go.
Get in touch with me once we're done, honey. Oh, Nick, I didn't. You weren't here for this. If you're still here, I am on my phone. I'm back to on my phone again. Can you believe it? But you can see I'm getting more comfortable with it. You're not interrupting anything.
Well, I take it. Hold on.
What happened? Oh, there she is.
I take it y'all couldn't hear it.
We didn't see or hear anything.
Come on. All right, let me try it again. Because it was playing on my side. I was like, y'all must not be.
Wow. She's got a song about ants.
Wait a minute. Let me try to get it to the beginning. Okay, now. Did you? Well, I don't know if you hear it.
We can hear it now. Hear it now.
They swarm around like a thousand ants creeping on the ground, taking over my brain, never leave beside these grip, suffocating me, and I can't switch crawl through my brain. We're in light. Ants in my brain, driving me insane, crawling in circles, causing me strain. They march and they crawl, a consistent drain. Ants in my brain, bringing me this pain in my mind, like ants whispering. Crawling through my brain, scurrying around like a bug. Anxiety's their game and they won't stop playing. I'm caught in the web these insects have made. Ants in my brain, and I wish they just fade away, away. In my mind, like ants whispering, crawling through my brain, whispering lies. Dance on my nerves with tiny, tiny feet. I try to squash them, but they're just too deep. They whisper their worry, a non-stop beat. Ants in my brain, they won't let me be me. In my mind, like ants whispering, my brain whispering lies. Mind, they swarm around like a thousand ants creeping on the ground, taking over my brain, never leave me. Anxiety's grip, suffocating me. In my mind, like ants whispering, crawling through my brain, whispering lie, lie, In my mind, like ants whispering. Caught in my brain with sight. Oh,
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
That one got me. That one
I-
got me. Because that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
it's like to be able to put it into words. Hey, Tiff, welcome. Wow. That's very, very powerful.
Yeah, that was intense. Oh, ooh, Tiff. Oh, yeah, you got that. I hadn't heard it before. Whew. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I should have
Yeah.
heard it before alive. It sent me in a tailspin because that's what it feels like
Oh,
when they're
I'm
messing
so
with your
sorry.
head. Ugh. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of people have it. Oh, that was very good, sweetie. Very good. No, I'm impressed you could go to that place to write that song. That's impressive. That's impressive. Okay. Let's
All right. I'm getting
get off of that
BJ's
note.
song.
Let's get off of that note. BJ, say something
Yeah.
smart.
I'm getting BJ's latest video for us to watch. So
Oh, okay.
hold on.
Okay. Let's see something cute. He's adorable. Yes. No, it's not gonna run anybody off. Emotions are real here.
Okay.
And if you don't have ants, you may not know what that song meant. It's hard to find anxiety, but I try. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Seen it.
Oh, this one. Ooh. Okay. Oh, this one. Ooh.
Can you see it? Oh, now it comes. Okay. I'm too impatient.
I'm gonna mute myself.
There we go. Up and stop. There we
Very
go.
nice. Very nice. Is
Yeah.
BJ still here? Is he still over there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, BJ, read my lips. Where is the words? There was only music. He gives me that trouble every Friday night. He's like, what? I can't hear anything. Where's the words? Where's the words? Here's another question he gives me. BJ, was there music? I didn't hear anything. Smarty pants.
Let's see. God helps me fight anxiety.
Get in
That
touch
would
with
be
me. Red.
awesome. Oh, okay. Yes, and for those of you who might not know, BJ cannot hear. And so for him to be able to make music videos is pretty doggone amazing.
Yeah.
And he goes, what are words?
And then even his little clips of his little creatures and stuff, he has them chewing on things and doing things. So he's putting these sounds to these.
Sounds in
So
there,
it's
yeah.
very, even just what we feel is the basics,
Yeah.
you know.
He's
It's not meaning we and they. I'm sorry, BJ, I didn't mean that. And you know I didn't mean that.
But he is so, creative and talented in what he does. I'm amazed every time I see one of his videos. I'm like, where does it come from? It's
Right.
like so good.
Like the people. Have you seen the people one?
Mm-hmm.
He did
Well, what
people.
about the one he did where he looks into the camera and his
All right.
face goes out? Yeah. He says, I can't. Oh, okay. I can't sing. Oh, okay. Well, nobody said you had to sing.
We wouldn't ask you to, honey. We wouldn't ask you to.
We love you anyway. Whether you can or you can't, we still love you. We were having us a love fest up in here last night. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Star wrote a song for me. Nico played my old butterfly song that he made me, and then he did another song that I never even knew he wrote for me about nightmares. And so I heard that for the first time. It was a love fest. Yeah. Awaken says, oh, can you post your link? Yep.
Her Nightbot pops it up every once in a while as well. You're talking to Awakened by the looking glass reflection.
Yeah. That's why somebody last night thought she changed her name because it's got her handle up there instead of her channel.
Sepathaster.
Yeah. I was looking too. I was like, huh? What'd she change it to? It's like, you can't be changing it on us.
Yeah.
We know you by that.
With the name Ned, right? I mean, this woman has more nicknames.
That's good though. It really is good. But and Ned, I don't know if you were still in here when I was talking to DJ about doing something for the holidays with our Suno, like doing an extended stream and everybody sharing Suno stuff. So I'll let you know what we ever decide or whatever, and hopefully you can join us to do that.
Oh, you know what I did yesterday? I wrote a dreidel song.
Dreidel song?
Yeah, the song dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Yeah, Clay. And for some reason, it was running my head yesterday, and I went, I'm going to write a dreidel song. So I wrote a dreidel song. I mean, okay. I may use it on something. Who knows? Who knows?
No need to buy.
But it got it out of my head.
Especially if you've never signed up before. You and I both get free credits to use if you do so with this. Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
Cool. But just be forewarned, if you get on Suno, you're going to use up those free credits and you're going to be buying the pro version before long. Now I have so many credits. I never use all my credits, but I just am in there just like another time. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Right. And I'm in there. I use them up because I'll do a songs, and then I'll go, okay, I want to edit it. So I want to edit it like this and edit it like this, and then I'm like, there goes the rest of the credits and edit it like, and I'm like, I want to get it dialed in, but yeah.
Well, when I was
But
on
they'll
the
give
free
you
version,
credits.
I used it up so fast, and then I was like waiting for it to reset. And I was like, I can't wait. I got to pay for it because I need to get back in there,
Right.
So I was like, Nico, the free version's not going to handle it. I got the regular version because I
Right.
need to do more.
Yeah, Gail, she did a song about do your boobs hang low. It's cute
Oh,
as
it's
everything. It's
hilarious.
adorable.
Nancy, I'm sorry to hear that. Her
Is she
aunt
okay?
passed away yesterday.
Oh, can we throw some threes up there for her?
Her aunt's daughter and son and her husband all passed away not long ago. That whole family.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
Yeah, Nancy, that I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, threes are love and
Virtual hug, virtual support, prayers,
Yeah.
so anything you need, whatever you need, it's there for you, honey. I was like,
Ben,
yeah.
Ben never did tell us when he was going live.
Oh, he's probably already come and gone.
You think? What?
Yeah, he was going on at 4 p.m. your time.
Oh.
And it's usually about an hour long. It's only you and I that sit around for 3-4 hours.
Okay. No. I don't know. I may not be sub to him.
I know his pops up, and I have him in my Nightbot as well. I only have 3 channels.
Does it have numbers after and is it Ben Bacon Bits? Or is it just Ben Bacon?
Let me see. Let's see what Nightbot says. Because it's on my phone, honey. And we're gonna. So I'm gonna have to see what Nightbot says. Ooh. Let's see. Nightbot says, do that. Gail, you can show your channel if you do a hashtag body all lowercase if you want to show your channel. Echo, Misha, where is it? Misha, can you share his channel? So she could see it in the channel. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Ned said it can be addicting, I admit, but
Here it
a
is.
much better addiction than most. LOL. It is great art therapy. Yes, it is definitely art therapy.
It's at Ben Bacon Bits, and it is no letters after. And it's called the Meeting Pit. Is his, and then you'll see a frying pan of bacon.
Okay, let's try the meeting.
And it's all the B's are caps.
Oh, I Can't spell. Every time I can't find something, I'm like, man, what's wrong with YouTube? And then I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, might help if you spelled it correctly. Echo.
Oh, yeah. He was on for an hour and a half. He had a guest, Amber.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm one of his mods. That's probably the reason he was.
Well, he should have told us we could have got off. I'm gonna put it to my
Well, he
watch
said I'll be
later.
on at the beginning of the hour, and I went, I get that, and I love you for it, but Echo and I never do an hour live.
We could have took a break.
Yeah, we could have. We could have done it. We could have done a two-parter. You know, we could have.
We could have been like, hey, we got to shut this down and go watch Ben, and then
Right.
we'll be
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a sweetie. He's a sweetheart. Yeah, it's over, she says. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Let's see. I got to get back on here.
What's that?
I didn't go back to the live after I got done looking at
We're almost done, honey. We're almost done. I know.
let's
It's
see.
torture. Aria, hi, honey. Oh, you get kicked out.
Yes,
Sorry.
Yes,
I'm on my phone again.
I
No,
saw
no
it,
painter's
sweetheart.
tape, but I'm on the phone.
And I will do a prayer post when we're finished.
Oh, okay.
I will screenshot that so that I get it right.
Okay.
And I will definitely do you a prayer post.
That would be nice.
And I'm so sorry to hear that. It's tough enough to lose one family member, yet alone a lot of family members. So that's hard.
Yeah. And especially you can't recover before another one. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. You're still
Well,
in
and
phase
the
for more.
thing about grief, there's no timeline. You
Yeah.
know, and it doesn't necessarily change with the passage of time. So
No. It doesn't change. The grief doesn't change. I'm sorry to tell everybody, it doesn't change. You just kind of get used to the feeling.
well, I
Which
mean,
is sad, but that's the way I have to come across it.
it doesn't, like when people say, oh, time heals everything, it doesn't go away. And people, when they think something is healed, they feel like it means it's no longer an issue.
Mhm.
That's not the case. You learn how to deal with the grief, and you learn how to live your life without that person physically in your life. And
Mhm.
so it does heal you in a respect, but not like most people think. So I mean, my dad died when I was 18 and I'm 62, and some days it's like it was yesterday. So
Yeah.
it doesn't go away. It just,
Well, my
you
mother
change
passed.
to,
My mother passed.
deal with it.
21 days later, my dad passed. So
Mhm.
it's like you're still in the fog, and then and it's like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And it doesn't, you know,
I still try to pick up the phone and call her.
Yeah.
And it's been years.
And I've heard people say, you know, you know, it's harder because it was an accident and you know, you didn't know it. And then other people say, you know, they know because like my dad was terminally ill for a few months, but you can't get prepared. It's not like, you know, because you don't want to give up hope. You want to hope that, you know, they make it or whatever. And so even though
Well,
you
it's
don't
just
know
like
they're
if a
sick,
grandbaby going to school. You knew it was happening. You were getting set up, and as soon as it happened, it was like,
yeah.
you know, that's a positive thing, but still, it's a big change in your life that
Yeah.
you knew was going to happen.
Yeah. And I knew
Yeah.
I was going to have trouble with it.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing, is I knew it was going to be difficult. And yet, even though I was trying to prepare myself, it still hit me like a ton of bricks when it actually
And that's just like
happened.
people passing. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what's coming. You know they're on hospice. You know all this stuff.
Yep.
And you're trying to get all the ducks in a row, but, you know, it's different. It's different. Some days are better than others. Yeah, very
Robin
true.
says, I lost a friend for mourning wrong and for too long. I lost my mom, brother, best friend, and dad all in a row 3 years ago.
Oh, it's
There is
love.
no right or wrong way to grieve, and
No,
there's no time limit.
no.
That that wasn't a friend. I hate to say that, but that wasn't a friend. You were her friend. She
Yeah,
wasn't your friend.
yeah.
I deal with much grief as well. It is a constant flow of uncertainty, but holding on to Him keeps us. We have been led towards the path of many who help us now as well. Yes. And I
Wow.
definitely agree with that. And I know Nancy is a believer, but no matter what you believe, people come into your life to help you if you'll let them. So, you're never alone. And you, you definitely, you know,
I don't
you,
believe that. I'm sorry. I
you
think
don't
people
believe
come into your life
it.
for a lot of different reasons, not just
Oh
to help
yeah.
you.
No, not just to help you, but they do
Oh,
come to
okay.
help.
All right.
No, some of them come in your life to cause havoc and
Yeah,
chaos. And
exactly. That's the reason I giggled at that. I went, ah.
well, and let me just say this, okay? Let me just
Hi,
say,
Darcy.
um, the devil can also answer your prayers just like God can.
Hmm.
However, they won't work out very well for you. So be careful what you pray for
Yeah,
because the
like like
devil
the
will.
like Disney always said, be careful what you wish for.
That's right. Because the devil will hear you as well. And sometimes he'll say, I got this. And
Yeah,
he will send someone that you think is from God, and they will not be. So just be careful and don't tell the
really.
devil what you want or what you're afraid of or what is weak about you or anything like that because he will use it against you. I
Mhm.
guarantee it. Yeah. It's not something that we have experience with without having it happen to us. You
Right.
can't learn how to deal with grief until you have grief, and everybody's grief is different. I've
I
been
did-
told, the reason you're still grieving your dad is because it's proportionate to how much you love them. And I'm like, so I'll never get over it. I'll never be at ease over the fact that he's gone because I loved him so much. I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that it doesn't matter how long somebody was in your life or not in your life, that love is like not tangible. It's not like you can't put a number to it. Like,
Right.
well,
It's
I
eternal.
love him, this amount, and that's going to take me that long to get over it. No, I don't think you ever get over it. You just
A
learn
bushel
how
and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. You know that song?
to. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I always think of when somebody says, "I love you this much." I always think of that song.
But it's even
Forgiveness
like,
is a price we pay for love. Yes, it is. Yes, it
and
is.
it even like with my mom, I'm still going to grieve her when she passes, even though she hasn't been in my life in years. And,
Mhm.
I have so many bad memories and everything. But still, just the fact that that was my parent, I'm going to
Mhm.
grieve her, and I know that. And my sister and I have talked about that. Like, how strange is it going to be that, all those feelings are going to come up, even though, in our conscious state, we can say, no, it won't happen, but
Right.
emotionally, it'll be there.
Yeah, it will. It will.
So I have a very good friend that I've been friends with for going on 40 years. And one of the first people I met when I moved here to Georgia, and she lost her father, and then she lost her mother. And I had already lost my father, and she hadn't really had to deal with any kind of grief of losing anybody close to her.
Mhm.
And I told her, I said, when it happens, you call me and I will be there. I will come and I will sit with you and I will, help you, because it's nothing like you've ever experienced before. And she was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that'll be nice or whatever. And I was like, no, I told my boss, I told my husband, when that phone call comes, I will be tied up because I know exactly what she's going to go through. And so when it happened, I got the call and I went. And to this day, she thanks me for
Mhm.
coming, taking that time to be with her, because it isn't something you can prepare yourself for. And
And it's a
how,
whole new feeling.
yeah.
It's not a feeling you've had before.
And unfortunately, especially if it's a parent or a child, you still have things you have to do preparing for the service, or whatever. You have decisions to make, you have things you need to do, and it's not something that you should handle alone, and it's not something that you're going to even know how you're going to react to it.
Right.
It's just going to happen. And I
Well,
mean, I was,
and if you have a distant parent, and that's the word I'm going to use tonight, if you have a distant parent and they pass, a lot of people will go through the shoulda, coulda, woulda. If I
yeah,
could only have repaired it, what could
yeah,
I have done different to make it better before they left? Blah, blah. Those kind of things run through your head.
yeah,
It's not really the passing of the person. It's like, I wish I could have repaired it before it got to this point.
yeah,
What could I have done different? And that can eat you up, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. And then
Yeah.
when her mom passed, well, at her dad's funeral, I think I was more tore up than, I think they were still in shock.
Okay.
But I was tore up because it brought back my dad's funeral,
Hmm.
and all that. And the fact that I knew how she was going to feel after, it's like, you think this is the worst, but it's not. It's like, it's
Yeah.
coming, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
You're still in a haze, honey.
yeah. And so, I mean, and everybody's like,
Wait
did
till you
you
have to climb in
know
their closet and smell their clothes and
him? And
oh my
people were
goodness, and
like,
go through
is
the
she
pictures
family?
and
It's like, why is she having such a hard time? And it's like, I just know.
yeah.
And so when her mom passed a few years later, I was still there with her then too, but it was a little easier because she knew what she was going to feel, and
Mhm,
it wasn't like a shock when you
mhm,
start feeling those feelings. So
mhm.
that was, easier. But it's just, if you get the opportunity to be there with somebody when they have to go through something like that, if you have been through it, take the time and be there with them, because it is not something they need to go through alone.
Mhm.
And even though they have other family members, they're all going through it themselves. Even like, with me, I had a younger brother and an older sister. We all grieve differently.
Oh, yeah.
And there was nobody there to say, your way is okay, their way is okay, their way is,
Mhm.
it was just like, you felt like, I'm not handling it right,
Mhm.
because I'm not doing what they're doing.
Right.
So even if
And
they have
and it's
people
the
around
classic,
them,
"I'm not
just,
strong enough. Why am I not strong
yeah.
enough? I need to be stronger. I need to get through this. I need to push through this. I need to" yeah. So many
And
demands you put on yourself.
even though you may have, a large family around you, you still are going to deal with it on your own. And that's why if you can have a good friend that can be there and help you deal with it, um, it really helps. Gail says, if you have any other questions, I would be glad to help. Send me an email with the title saying something about Suno. Oh, that's what Awakenings
Her
do.
and Ned are Ned is making another ripple.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
Well,
getting
Gail's good people, so that's okay. Yet I approve. I allow you.
we'll make
I
another
allow
ripple.
you to make a ripple with Gail. These ripples are happening all over the place anymore. So
Isn't that wonderful?
it is wonderful.
Yeah.
It
Of
is
all
wonderful.
things to catch a hold of and run with, I think this is one of the most positive things that's happened in so long, so long. Because usually it's negative things that catch hold and people run with.
Yeah.
So this is such a beautiful thing.
And it's so cool for me to go into somebody's chat and not realize that somebody else has already connected with them and they're in the chat like, oh, hey, come on in, and I'm like, what are you doing here? I love it. I love it. It's just so nice.
Okay, sweetheart, we have been sitting here for 3.5 hours
Okay, we're going to
talking
have
about everything under
go.
the sun. Like we always do.
We're taking care
Let
of
me tell you a secret.
ourselves.
Let me tell you, folks, what goes on behind closed doors. She comes to me and she says, we need a topic for Self-Care Sunday. She does this to me all the time. We need a topic for something. Okay, I'll get you a topic. And we were only on that topic for about 15 minutes. The other 2.5, 3 hours, we talk about whatever.
But what's really funny
But it's
is
also self-care.
when
It's
when
getting
I
things
say,
done.
come up with a topic, and then when I put the live stream up, say, what's the topic? I'm like, you were in charge of topic this time. And then she'll tell me the idea, and I'm like, that's what we're going with. We're running with that. Okay, that's what it is. But you usually have really good ideas.
Well, I thought I was throwing her under the bus. Did you see that bus just run me over? Just backed up right over me.
What
That's okay.
you need to tell people our private stuff. Behind the scenes.
They were thinking we were professional at this, right?
Yeah. Mhm. Oh my goodness. What was the original topic? It was, what do you do for your self-care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they've been here this whole time. They don't even know what the topic
She's
was.
like, yeah, no, we didn't talk about that.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad everybody's here. I'm glad they took time out of their day to be here.
So, they must not be coming for the self-care topics. They're coming to see us.
That's just chit chat.
They're like, what are those?
And then we got the side chat where Gail and Ned are talking about Suno. So they're doing a side chat over there. So they're doing their thing. As long as everybody's happy, that's all that matters.
That's right.
As long as we're making today better than yesterday, right?
Oh, what's wrong with Aria?
Oh yeah, what's wrong with her?
I don't know.
Her plate is always very full, very, very full.
Okay, wait, let me go back.
What does it say? See if I can move something here. Everyone grieves their own way. I probably won't stay long. Haven't been in a good place today. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
To be honest. Okay. Honey, you can reach out. You know there's love. You know there's love. I can't help you with the rest, with the sleeping. I mean, that kind of rest. But she's got a lot of babies.
She's
got a handful. I need self-care.
Aria, that's why you don't have the time or the energy, because you're not taking care of yourself first. I know you got babies to take care of, but you got to squeeze out a little bit of time for you.
And then you will be better for them as well.
And then you will be better for them. Exactly. BJ said, if I had this much to talk about, I'd be doing lives every day. But I am a boring person, so I won't. Now, you're not a boring person.
No, I've seen you on a live. Remember you were trying out your new mic and everything that one day.
That's
That was the
right.
last time I saw you live, but you were live then. Oh, it was fun. It was fun. Don't
And
let him kid you, folks. BJ can use a mic. He can, yeah.
yeah. Robin says, I go to my garden and just sit with dogs and chickens and enjoy nature, or I sit at my sewing machine and sew. Exactly.
There you go, honey. And people laugh at me because I was like, I love to pull weeds. And they're going, that's dumb. And I'm like, I just sit on the ground and I could just pull weeds for hours. It just takes me away. And I just sit there and just pull weeds. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fresh air. And weeds are always green. So it's playing with the greens. I don't know. And the dirt, the smell of the dirt. But I could just pull weeds for hours. It's just very euphoric for me. Yeah.
Well, and it's almost like we find that comfort in the mundane tasks that you can either go through your life kind of immune to them and just you're going through the motion, but if you actually like, let yourself relax with the fact
Mhm.
that you are doing something other people might not think is that great, but it brings you joy. So hey, I
Well,
find
and
that
you
a
know it needs
lot.
to be done. I know it needs to be done. And
Yeah.
nobody wants to do it. So I'm completely alone. And I just sit there and I don't stand. I just sit on the ground and I'll just pull weeds and I'll just pull weeds and I'll just drift in and out and no music, no headphones, just drift in and out. And I glance over and I've got this big pile of weeds I've picked. And I'm like, oh, see, you did something. You aired it out a little bit. And so, yeah,
Mhm.
it really works it works for me. So, yeah, Aria says she loves our weirdos. She loves the weirdos.
Ah, well,
Yeah,
we may be weird, but we're here for everybody. So
right?
it doesn't matter who you are, what your problem is, if you need somebody to talk to, we'll talk to you and we'll listen to whatever it is you need to talk about.
We do know how to shush and listen.
We're not good at it, but we know how. Oh my goodness. Y'all, if I came on and I didn't talk, y'all would be like, something's wrong with Becca. She's not talking.
Something's wrong with her. What's going on? Yeah.
Anybody
You'll be
talk to
getting
her
emails
lately?
left
What's
and
going
right.
on with her? Yeah. Everybody would be like, we're checking up. What is wrong with you?
Right.
But you know what? I feel so even if I don't feel good when I start, after I get to laughing and talking with everybody, I just feel so good. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah. Well,
So
like Friday night, I was having trouble getting on. And so I finally shut it down like after 10, 15 minutes. And I went, no, climb back on. Try it again. And once I got on again, I was so frustrated. But once I got on again, I was like, see, I was meant to do this. And it just started flowing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I went, I'm
And
glad I did this.
I didn't realize that you had went back on and I was gonna text you and then I looked and I was like, well, she's on again. I was like, let me get in there. What are we doing?
Yeah. But
I
I've
was
done this
like, oh,
quite a
okay,
few times. Aria can attest to this. Seventh can attest to this. It probably even Misha can attest to this. The internet conspiracy. Yes, it was.
cool.
So yeah, I've done that before where I've just got, I'll give it 3 tries. If I can't get in, I shut it down and then I'll come back on and I'll like start all over again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Aria, when I finally shut down the first time, then Aria couldn't get her internet working. It was just internet conspiracy. It really was, but that's okay. Echo
Well,
love your
thank you.
Sunday mornings. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you. I
You too.
cried this morning.
Yeah.
Not sad. I mean, happy tears, but still I cried. And I
Yeah.
was like, don't do this. Do not cry. And then it was just
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm crying. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes tears are a good release. and you need, your body needs to do it. And
I think it helps cleanse.
show,
I really do.
if you want to do it on your own show, I don't see any problem with that. But that was not my intention. I did not plan on crying. And it always takes me by surprise when those emotions come,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh man.
And it comes on a wave. It just waves on you. Like Misha's song. It was fine until she started screaming. And all of a sudden when that screaming hit, it just waved on me, just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How powerful is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. My puppy is having problems. I have sat in this chair too long. He has gone through 4 toys and a bag full of treats.
We're sorry, Beans. We're sorry.
Now he's giving me the pouty, oh, poor pitiful me look at the floor over here.
I got all my legs crossed. I really need to go out. I know Chloe
He's so
gets me that
mistreated.
look sometimes
He's so
too, and I'm
mistreated.
like, what's wrong? It's like, I need to go. Like, okay, we're going. All right, BJ, 4. I don't know what the 4 means, but we've been on 4 hours, maybe.
Oh yeah, probably.
Well,
Pretty
3.5. 3.5 for sure. So we're gonna set a record one of these days.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be like, we thought it was one of those late night live streams that
Right?
not there, but they were there.
Poor puppy. Yeah. Yeah. Sophia, he's so mistreated. He's so mistreated. He's just a baby. Yeah, he is. He's a big
Poor
puppy.
Beans. I
And
can't
then he
believe
goes,
how he just sits
he's
in
just
the
whining
car.
at me now.
I can't believe how he just sits in the car. Like, you'll do a video with him sitting in the back seat. Chloe would be all over the place. She would
Yeah,
not.
He
sit
just
still
sits
to
and
do a
watches
video.
like
Yeah,
a big
he's like,
boy.
oh, are you filming me? Okay, go ahead. It's like so cute. No, Chloe. Chloe's like, no. You want to film me? Oh, let me hide.
Yeah.
It's like, Chloe, it's very hard to have a channel when you won't be on film. All right, say goodbye.
Bye. Try to make today better.